Said. There we go.
Absolutely. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for jumping into chat. We always love interacting with our people, with our crew, and you guys are just as much a part of the game as we are, and more. Always making great suggestions. So we welcome live suggestions. For anybody who's never seen us before, we're SideQuests Live. I'm Todd. I'm going to be doing some dungeon mastering, game mastering, and we're going to spend a few minutes getting situated here. So I will do the credit roll at the beginning if you just want to come back when you hear the but you're welcome to dive in. We are now level 10?
Yep. 10.
Level 10.
We did it.
That's right, when you slaughtered your nemesis, Austrin. So we're going to go around the table, do a quick introduction, and I'm going to fix some cameras while we do it, so my apologies for the technical jumble.
I'm going to hit the default button to see if that helps. Nope.
So clearly I'm not the only one doing tech. Usually it's just me. I'm happy. All right, so let's go around the table. Let's go. Hey, it's facing you, and we are going to check. Take it away, Gord, while I try to get my mouth working.
Okay, hi, I'm Gordon. I'm playing Fenris, and I'm in hell. Fell through a couple sessions ago, really badly hurt. Thankfully got a little bit of healing, and developed, since loving a couple new powers, tricks up my sleeves, and totally beat up a bone devil, I think, last session.
You siphoned a bone devil. That
Oh,
was pretty clutch.
I'm sure that'll have no long-term side effects.
No. Oh, and my cameras are a little messed up, so it should be Bella right now, but instead it's Darcy. Hi, Darcy. Okay, now it's back to Bella. There we go.
All right.
We'll come back to you in a minute. So Bella, take it away.
All right. Yeah, I'm Bella, and I'm playing Darmida, the very morally ambiguous ranger. So, yeah.
Yeah, Gloomstalker Ranger, and I believe you have a particular connection to this, but we'll come back to that in game. Or you can check it in canon. Also, don't forget to check out the other stuff. And Darcy. Oh, of course, I came to him as he's walking around. He's on Twitch. Don't forget to check that out. So he's at DarcyBits. DarcyBits on at Twitch TV. And also, Boyd Scratching. He's our artist. I'm bragging for you there, Darcy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I decided maybe I'll turn on this light that's been in my room.
Absolutely.
Like forever, but I never used. And that looks marginally better, so we'll go with it.
Nice. So,
hi, yeah, I'm Darcy Bits. I'm playing Felicia the Thunder. She's a gnome, and she's dope. What else do I need to say?
I think that's pretty much it. I'm glad
right,
you're enjoying playing Felicia, because
I do. She successfully does nothing all of the time and is the best to play. It's amazing.
That's really your wheelhouse, I think.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so we'll now there's a couple people who aren't here either yet or coming today. Let's talk about somebody who couldn't be here today. That is Trent. So Trent is playing Benkum. What's his last name again? Talote. Right. The Goliath barbarian with a penchant for chains. That's not a kink thing. Well, it might be, but anyway, he's grabbed himself a couple of chain devils, and he basically uses their chains as his own. That's not going to have any consequences whatsoever.
Possibly.
And then joining us in a little while is Jay, and he's going to be playing Archibald Cunningham, the duelist rogue dandy, who unfortunately Jay hasn't been able to play for a little while, but I'm looking forward to him jumping back in. And of course, a couple times we've had a couple of guests, so I might actually do that as a kind of prize or raffle and get like a guest spot where you could join us.
That'd be super fun.
I think that'd be a good time.
Yeah. It's so hard to do well because you have to be like, you're here for a few sessions and then leave in a timely manner that like makes sense. And
that's what we do here.
Yeah, right. Like I think that we could pull it off, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. So, without further ado, I think we're going to dive in to tonight's game. of Morally Ambiguous, going to hell. Actually, you're already there. Honestly,
We're in hell.
no one is
It's the
surprised.
highway in hell.
We kind of knew this was going to happen, right?
Okay, let's see.
I mean,
I'd like the broadcast.
all right. So we're gonna come back in just a few minutes after the credit roll to begin the game. What's the button? There. All right.
Nice.
We are.
I'm just use my D&D Beyond because
Yeah,
rolls.
that works too. So we're just getting started with. I had to switch the game. Here, let me just go to a usual feed here. That's not the button that I want. The internet. Sorry. Where is it? There we go. So one of the problems is we had to make a slight change for what is it? Roll20. So we were running one game and I had to change the game to get certain things to work. You'll see, but it's going to take us a few minutes to get that sorted. So my apologies to the players and to the viewers. It's almost like that first day when we first went to remote game. Anyway, so we're going to spend a few minutes getting that sorted out. So I'm kind of new at this. So I was watching this one stream. I forget the guy's name. Shout out to him though. He was a Roll20 master. It was terrifying. It was just like boom, 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 boom. He was so fast, and I was just like, oh man, I am not that good. All right, so I have to make a.
A lot of it has to do with having them tools, right? You buy a marketplace module and everything's just there for you.
Yep, absolutely. All
How do I
right.
find my vault? That's the question.
Yeah, so if you can sort that out, I'm going to build some stuff. And internet, we're going to need some sponsors for tonight. So any made-up sponsored nonsense, happy to do
Oh yeah,
that.
that'd be good. Keep it on brand though. There's no NERPs here. There's only I don't know what the D&D equivalent of NERPs are.
I'm all about the NERPs. It's old Shadowrun nonsense. That's all right. I think I'm not making up the names as I go. So
when I drew my Shadowrun character that one time, I had her in front of like a wall of ads basically, and they were the SideQuest Live logo except with the word NERPs instead.
Nice. So I've
That
made
cracks me
character
up.
names, but I haven't named them after you. So good luck finding them.
All right, so. Alright, I think I go to my account first.
Yeah.
Then I try and
Here,
find...
we're gonna go to Darcy's screen. Actually, you could even screen share if you want, but he's gonna. You are a Roll20 master.
Said. Today's episode brought to you by the infamous Floating Mermaid Bar and Grill. Hey, you need a beer? An ale? Floating Mermaid. For all your drunken needs.
The Floating Mermaid. Nice. I love it. Thank you, Elfin. Absolutely. The Floating Mermaid. I'm actually going to keep that in canon if we need to.
Okay, so I don't know how you get to this page, but I'm dropping it in our Discord. If you're signed into Roll20, that should take you to your version of the page. Then you're going to import a character, and you just choose any of the games you have that you are part of. So I'm going to scroll down until I find Morally Ambiguous Chapter 1.
Yeah, I'm very glad I don't have to figure this out.
It's under D&D Morally Ambiguous. Okay. And then I choose any of my characters, which I have like 8, so...
It's true.
Do Felice, and I import it, and then this will go send it to my vault. Then I can take it, and then I can choose a different game once it's in my vault. And I'm going to choose Morally Ambiguous Chapter 2. And then I hit export, but the export button is grayed out. Why does that not work? Is it like a premium feature and I can't use it?
I hope not. That would suck. That'd be annoying.
You'll just have to do it for all of us then.
Oh, man. I don't like doing things. That's
Okay, it says the GM this game has not enabled character imports.
What?
And then there's a link to a wiki article, so I'm gonna go and read that.
Let me log out of the game
Let's see.
and do
Find
it.
GM.
I did see that earlier. I had to make the game like 3 different times before it would take.
Importing
Game
characters.
settings.
You can import a character from Vault for any game you or a player or GM in.
Import.
However,
yes.
if you are the player, you must have edit permissions, which that's fine.
Okay. I have clicked yes. I am saving changes.
You are a player in a game. The GM has
Try it
expressly
again.
turned on allow players to import. Okay.
Try it again. It should work now.
I will refresh this page.
It works. I just did it.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet. We are one more step closer to the end.
Refresh the page. Choose the game. Chapter 2.
Woof. Oh,
And
the wrong
export
page.
to game.
Okay, so
And let me just go into Roll20 now and make sure it's there. That's the wrong game. Well.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see my character in the character viewer journal?
Let me check.
Todd?
One sec. I'm just gonna
Because
check.
I'm not seeing it. So it might just have imported but not with permissions for me or something. That's
There are
possible.
so many things in here. Way down at the bottom, I see Felicia de Tandar.
Okay. So
And
I guess I just need her. Unless it's under this. No, it's not. Okay.
Oh, it's
Should I be looking at this arrival to El Tyrol, or is that supposed to be hidden from us?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna not read it. Till
There
you
we
tell
go.
me to.
I think I had to
Thank you.
the character.
Yep. Okay.
To
And I
edit.
could do
There
that
we
with
go.
others if I need to, but I'll do it at the
Sure.
time.
All your other characters, you mean?
Well, yeah. I'm not gonna import
Fenris
Umber to
isn't here
Sarah.
twice,
She's not
so
here.
I'm gonna delete Fenris too. You only need one Fenris.
All right. But I mean, I have an Archie sheet, which might be useful.
That's
and of
true.
course,
Although
I could
Archie
import Ben
is-
Coombe, even though he's not my character.
Yep. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Just
Hey.
I don't know how
Hey.
many it's gonna let me do.
All right.
I see me.
You
Hooray.
see you. I see you.
I
You guys
see.
remember ICQ? Anybody old enough for that nonsense?
Yes, I remember ICQ.
Yeah, back when the internet was a baby.
Yeah, I had an ICQ account along with IRC and MySpace and
Oh,
God,
yeah. Oh,
myself.
MySpace. I remember MySpace. It was like Facebook, but not quite so evil until Russia bought it.
yeah.
The thing that I think is so funny about MySpace is how it died and then it died again 10 years later because people amateur musicians still used it. It was the place to promote your music for some reason.
It really was. It was the
Even after
place.
it died, it was very weird. All right, who do I want? Oh, Ben Coombe. There they are.
And if you can bring Archie, I am gonna go invite him somehow.
All right. So I have exported both of them into the game now.
Sweet. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm just gonna go get the invite. So
I
we
have
can
no
get-
idea if it's going to be you've reached your character limit. I'm going to start deleting it from my vault, but that shouldn't affect the game anyway, so I'm happy to do that.
Nice.
Anyway, I will only need their permissions if I need to roll on their sheets, which you can either do now or later. It doesn't really matter to me.
Nice. I will set
Okay.
that up. I
need
just have to
pop out
message Jay.
Oh, I can't pop this out. It's too big.
Message the J. So yeah, I've been working on my basement ever so slowly. Someday.
Nice.
When all of this is over, I will have a basement we can go and roll some dice in. I'm excited. Emailed. Alright, so. Last time, as I remember, and we'll probably have to interrupt this as Jay jumps in. Last time on SideQuests Live, I believe you got sucked into hell. Some of you chose to go, some of you were forced from a nasty roll of I forget which roll it was, but it was a D8 directional roll, and you fell through a portal.
That was
Fenris.
Fenris, yeah.
Yeah.
I said Kiamar. And I'm like, no, that's not right.
So you guys find yourselves in hell. As you started gaining kind of awareness as to where you were, things kind of escalated quickly. You realized you were in hell, but not quite hell. This was more of a human city, or a mortal city, and it's ever so softly shifting underneath you, and occasionally rocking underneath you as you look up at the roiling, fire-flecked sky. Above the city, there's a large, I didn't mention this last time, but there is a very large, about 400 feet, black globe.
Nice.
And it's...
Oh, the black globe.
It almost looks like a sun, but not that far away. And it's...
Okay, so it is like we're looking at a sphere, not like we're covered in a dome.
No, you're looking at a sphere above, and it is twisting, and in amongst the clouds, it's got blue and red lightning
sphere.
spinning and just blasting off in random directions into the clouds, and occasionally rocking down into the city. Occasionally, you see buildings getting zapped and falling into rubble.
Is there also like a storm, or is it just like...
The lightning and
that's where the storm was coming from.
It's coming from that. You can also
cool.
just ever so slightly see these kind of spires on the edge of vision. The buildings you're nearby tend to, and the rubble pile nearby tends to block the edges of the horizon. But you can see...
Dang it.
You can just make out these kind of semi-regular peaks around the peripheral of the city, as though there were watchtowers. But they don't look, they're more twisted. They don't look like human construct. Most of the city that you can see from here is in shambles and ruins. You look out, and descending downhill from where you are, you're kind of in a bit of a plaza currently. You kind of look down one of the streets, and you can see it opens up for a little while, and then beyond that, you just see a rising, almost drifting ash and smoke coming up where there might have been a river, and you can't see water. Maybe it's further down. And on the other side of the river, you can make out there is another section of the town, or the city, and you can just, in the flickering dim light of the lightning and the flashes of flames amongst the clouds, and every once in a while you pick out a silhouette of a winged creature of some kind in amongst the clouds, flying back and forth. You see 3 or 4 go down into like dive bombing into what would be the river, and just not coming back into your line of sight. And you can just see the silhouette of, looks like a ruined castle on the far side of the river. You guys have just dealt with a welcoming committee of Bone Devil and their charges, as they were hunting for a young human family, two young kids, a boy and a girl, and their mother. And you stepped in and rescued them.
We're so nice.
You really are very nice. So, what would you like to do?
So last I left off as Felice, I was discussing with a... Hello, Jay?
That's gonna screw up all
I
our
was,
games.
well, my game's already screwed up, so whatever.
Nice.
Yes, I was just having a conversation with a bearded devil that I chose not to try to kill.
Hello.
Hey, Jay, welcome to the stream. We are live. We'll get you on in just a sec and get you brought up to speed.
Anyway, so I'm sort of in a separate area of this ruined city, whereas I think the rest sort of went over to the family there.
Yeah,
that we found.
You went off into a slight side area.
And I went to go talk to a bearded devil to see if I could be like, hey,
yep.
I know you're evil, but like, you know.
We're evil too. We have so much in common.
So much in common. You know.
We are in hell, correct?
That is
we
correct.
made it to hell, yeah. Which I've realized after the fact that we had this really long conversation about how we shouldn't let what's his name, the eyeless one, what the eye,
The eye of Pello.
the eye, that's what it is. Get them stones, and then we went through a portal and left the stones behind because they were what were holding the portal open. So we might have just like failed that part.
Yes.
That's fun.
So, just a quick recap, mostly for Jay. So these guys went into hell. They fought some local demons. Fenris had his big moment fighting the guy who was responsible for killing his parents. That all went down, but Fenris was badly wounded. He fell through an open portal that these guys had managed to open, and fell straight into the 9 hells. And Felice went with him, played by Darcy. These guys, the rest of you, after reconnecting with the old man, the hermit, has joined you, and then you had the choice to try to escape or go and try to help your friends who've gone through this portal. They decided to go after their friends, and now you find yourselves in hell. A family of refugees hiding amongst you, looking up at Ben Coombe, his massive muscle body and half plate, being very intimidating. But this one little kid, this little boy, is like grabbed onto his knee and is just like not letting go, because this is the first face that hasn't tried to slaughter them or capture them.
I mean, yet.
Yes. Oh, and Archibald, you do have your Sunblade, but I think currently it is out.
I mean, yeah, an indeterminate amount of time passed between the end of the session.
Yeah, you had a few.
And now.
Yeah, you had a
few.
You
were
minutes.
Fighting with it as the last beat of the session, but you probably did turn it off when you were like, let's talk to these normal people, not scare them with this blade made it. Well, I mean, I feel like it would be a very soothing thing to see.
It might actually, because it's been very, very dim and dark in these environs for a while.
Yeah. You want to do like Darcy, do you want to do your cutaway first or after the rest of us?
Yeah, I think I can do that after. I feel like I'm probably going to come into the scene.
Sure.
Right? Like you have your scene, and partway through I'll sort of half finished my conversation and have brought this bearded devil over, assuming it goes well.
Assuming it doesn't try to murder you. All right.
Yeah, so, I mean, if it tries to murder me, then it dies, and we go, well, I tried my best.
All right, so you're all kind of catching your breath in the ruins of an old building. The young family all huddled together. The mom pulls her kid away from Ben Coombe's leg and holds the 2 kids really tight. She herself took a pretty bad wound and is back up on her feet, and much to thanks of a healing potion, but she is definitely worse for wear.
What's your name? And what are you doing here?
I was born here. Thank you. My name is Harkina. These are my children. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you part of the garrison?
No.
Oh, but you were in the city when it was pulled into this terrible place.
Yes.
You're not. She takes a look at you, especially Archibald, and kind of gets a good look at you for a second, and then looks at Darmida and then Gordon and says, "You're not from Elturel?"
Ooh. I feel like I ate a whole chicken, cooked in brimstone.
Yes, everything.
Are they supposed to taste like chicken? It tasted like chicken.
He steps out of the shadows. He's Fenris is no longer on death's doorstep. He's looking a little more hale and hearty. The kids instinctively retreat a little bit back to their mother as you smile, your face having a little
Hello
bit more
there.
skeletal shape to it than it was before.
You don't look like devils.
No, we're not. We were hiding. We were hiding in an inn, and then the food ran out. We ended up, well, many of the people here have died, and there's not much food and water, and we'd been hiding, and the food ran out, and we had to come out and look for some more safety. We've heard that some people are finding shelter. We thought we might try to find it too, and then those terrible creatures, they came after us. They wanted to sell my boys and my girl.
I saw. Don't worry about that. We killed them. We took care of it. We're no friends of devils.
Oh, hello!
In walks Felice with
This is where you all came up. Went off to.
With a bearded devil in tow, just
Are
standing
you sure
behind.
you guys don't want to have your side before we,
It's on now.
Just seemed like the right time to come in with that.
Okay.
Felice is carrying a very large, jagged blade that was surrendered to her by the bone devil.
Nice. No, the bearded devil.
Bearded devil, sorry, I keep saying.
It's like glaive, right? It's like a big old, like
you're
a
just
halberdy glaive kind of thing.
You're just carrying it, it's dragging behind you.
Yeah. Sweet.
The bearded devil kind of is walking behind, hands at its side, looking generally cowed. And
can I have a name so I can just use it conversationally?
Sure, internet. What's the name of this bearded devil?
Okay, cool. Go on back to your scene. I'll say something more later.
Fenris,
Let's have a name.
Yes, Darmida.
I really think we should probably help these folks try to find some shelter, and it might do us some good too. You're looking a little rough, and I myself am not 100%, so
What you say makes sense. We've
I
just
think we get out of
finished a
here.
lot of fighting. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes, I believe we should be able to find our way to
Yofin
some sort of
said. Bearded devil. Torque.
Torque. The name of the bearded devil, thank you, Yafin, is Torque.
Mark was saying that there's a relatively neutral establishments somewhere not too far, where surface traders might come occasionally.
Torque.
Torque looks at
Torque?
Felice and says, well, yeah, but that'd be down near the surface. This is the city. It's got a new voice today, this week. Sorry, folks.
Well, I don't know if they ever spoke, right? We could not be certain they did not have a name at the time.
Harkina pipes in and says, I've heard that survivors on the eastern side of the city is, this side of the city, is worse. But the west side, some more buildings and resistance might be found. We might be able to find our way to someone to help there. I don't know if Krieg is still in charge, but he might be able to help us if he's in the mood.
Lise, what are you doing with the bearded devil?
Well, I figured we'd use some sort of a guide or, They
I just kind of look at
may be,
Darmida and look back at the bearded devil.
black-hearted creatures who would snap your neck at any turn, but they still understand society, culture, and that everyone needs some place that can be, you don't have to always watch your back.
Yes. We could stay up here if the devil and demons don't make their way up, but the devils will be searching as well when they're not busy.
Oh, we might actually want to take some of these other glaives. They seemed quite. Are they?
Police goes over and grabs a few more. She's just dragging 3 glaives now.
Why shouldn't I kill you?
Well, your little friend there said that I could go if I helped you.
And how will you help us?
Yeah, exactly. How can you do that?
The snake-like tendrils of its long, barbed beard kind of twitching a little bit.
Said, helped or humped?
Yeah, I'll try to enunciate. That's well, that might be worth the cutscene. I'm not sure what happened with Felice, but Yelfin saying helped or humped. Row. Bearded devil. The beard is not this. Ali soon. There you go. There's your English major joke. No, I don't. The bearded devil says, I know things. Nah, I'm gonna guess you're not from around here.
We should probably discuss what it is we do want. I mean, I don't think any of us really intended to come to hell, but since we're here, I feel like there's a lot we could accomplish.
At this point, the whole building starts to just rattle and shake for a few seconds. Everything tilts ever so slightly to one side before it then starts to level out again.
Yeah, there's like a strike of lightning, and I look up at the storm. It's like, I would love to study that storm. It's quite fascinating.
The bearded devil has been holding itself against a wall, pushes off, and then kind of scents the air, his forked tongue flicking out like a snake for a few seconds, and then we're getting lower. I don't know when, but El Torel will be on the ground eventually.
El Torel. That's a city?
Go ahead and roll a history check or religion.
Okay.
I have none of the above.
We all do that?
Yeah, you can.
Or last time I sort of identified the approximate region by the rocks, so there's a decent chance I know where this is. Let's see.
5.
These rocks taste like El Torel.
25.
Well,
Nice.
Yeah, it's a 19 on the die.
I have like a 10.
Nice.
I
Actually,
don't know
Jay,
about this, but-
I'm going to give you advantage.
Advantage?
Because you're wanted there. Don't you remember?
I rolled a 19, so that would be 21.
You, sir, know El Torel, and we'll come back to that in just a second.
No, I think I nailed it. I think I nailed it.
And Felice also knows of El Torel. It's one of
Yeah.
those places she's always wanted to visit now that she's a surfacer.
There's so much to see up here.
The rest of you.
Somehow this place sounds kind of familiar.
So, El Torel is a very holy city. It's got its nobility like other cities, but this one in particular, for those who are fans of, it's a bigger city, but it's further away. People will pilgrimage to go here. It's known for its temples, in particular for its allegiance to several of the good gods. Of late, it was leaning more and more towards the allegiance of Pelor, but certain religions were welcome here, at least up until more recently. By the way, for those paying attention to the game, I'm substituting Thorn for Pelor. Deal with it. Anyway,
I have no idea.
I'm mashing my worlds together, baby.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Do we gotta do?
Either that or we could just legitimately, rift this nonsense. Just have you guys be like, where'd this portal take us? El Terrell
So
is
it's
a
like
holy
other
city.
cities in hell.
It
In
is
hell.
well, it's not normally in hell. It's normally about maybe a week and a half from Salem Rock. Salem Rock is a mid-sized burg on part of a travel route down towards the coast, towards a really big town, which currently doesn't have a name. Let's call it Mulder's Spate. I don't know. But El Terrell was further inland, and it was a thriving city, and it's... I mean, in times when travel is a week or two, on a good day, news doesn't travel that well, but rumors have been spreading that it's gone unusually quiet. And now you guys are in this place, and Felice, you recognize this place. You recognize the tower of the building across the way as a beautiful hall venerating some of the more good gods, known for its crystal work and beautiful windows and shining stained glass. It was one of those wonders that you'd heard about. Archibald, you know this city because you grew up nearby. Your father was a member of the court in this region.
I remember it as a boy.
It is a ridiculously religious town.
Why, that's the reason why I hate it so much.
Absolutely. So, one of those reasons why you got the hell out of Dodge and had no intention of ever coming back here. You notice where you are. As you're looking around, you look at the ruined building, the woman. There's something vaguely familiar about the landscape. You look down at a pile of rubble, and you see a broken sign that has fallen off the side of the buildings. One of the spiked devils had crashed into it on the way down, tearing it off the wall above. You kind of kick the body to loot it, see if it's got anything interesting. It rolls off of a cracked wooden sign. The Floating Mermaid Bar and Grill. One of the good places in town where you could get up to some no good. You know this.
Wretched high numbing Julie.
And it is currently mostly destroyed.
So I know the way to go?
You know this town pretty damn well. So for those of you in Roll20, Jay, we gotta get you on Roll20. I'm gonna drag you to a new map.
Okay.
Welcome to El Terrell. For those
I let you love this kind of map. This kind of map's sweet.
Oh, I'm twitching out here, sorry. There we go. Welcome to... My scroll wheel's freaking out. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's not letting me not... There, okay. Easy, easy. Easy Roll20. Alright. Welcome to El Terrell. Except it is broken, damaged, and pulled every which way in the gate into the... not the abyss, the Nine Hells. The city itself is suspended probably a good 500 feet in the air.
Can you indicate, like, how much we can sort of, like, how much of this are the characters getting, right? Like, how much would I be able to grok from my position somewhere on this map?
So you guys are...
You just drop, like, a circle?
Absolutely.
Go to draw shape, you hold Alt to draw a circle.
I did not know that. That's fun. Ah, hold on.
Ooh.
No, you see more than that. One of these days. Yes, I am not a master of Roll20. I can't even draw a goddamn circle. Alright, so you guys, what is going on?
Oh, we're over here? Okay. I'll just at least zoom down in that area. Okay.
Why? Roll20 is being a pain in my buttock. I'm sorry. I'm just going to maximize that. Yeah, we're way down in this corner. Clear drawings. And, oh, it just killed the one you drew that was good. Yeah, it's grabbing at the same time. That is super annoying. Sorry, folks. Yeah, you guys appeared on the eastern side of the city. You fought some bone devils, and you can smell the sulfur and hear the bubbling of hot fluids, and you can hear the river boiling, what remains of it here, with this fire. There's these little channels of fire that would have once been water, nice avenues. Down towards the very end, you can see this watchtower, and now I can't even click. All right.
Oh no, the watchtower.
I don't know what's freaking out. I'm sorry, guys.
Where's the tower? I don't know where the tower is.
Just at the end of the street, directly east of where you are. Other way.
Oh, that's a watchtower? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And you can also see these massive spikes stretching up on the far side of the wall of the city. And these...
Yes, I remember them well.
Well, those weren't there before. These are hell's... They're almost like gigantic grappling hooks in a way.
Oh, those ones. I see. I was looking at the actual wall, but that's not...
No,
like
just beyond the wall.
That.
But it extends up 100 feet into the air with these massive chains and stretching down towards the ruined walls.
So the implication is that we're like standing on a giant rock that is falling through space. Once that's pointed, can we like feel that? Like, is it like...
It's
like, can our brains comprehend that, or is it like
oddly
moving in a
enough,
vehicle and you don't really feel the movement?
Oddly enough, El Terrell and the massive column of stone underneath it is suspended.
Oh, there's like a column of stone. Okay.
But it's suspended, floating in the air, right up next to that, within a few hundred feet of that massive 400-foot sphere of blackness suspended above the city.
Right.
The whole thing is being held by chains. At this point, you can actually hear from the chain devil. Or sorry, bearded devil. I keep saying chain. The bearded
He's
devil.
got a name. You can call him Torque now.
Oh yeah, Torque. Torque pipes up and says, "Yes, those chains. They're slowly pulling the city down into the river Styx. Then it will be ours, and we will use it. And it might be the edge that we need. You best hope the devils get it before the demons can take control. They have
How many other devils are up in El Trail right now? Where did you come from? How did you get up here? You're floating in the sky.
There are not many devils up here. Most of the devils are busy. The demon attacks from the river Styx have intensified ever since the city appeared. But about a month ago.
Seems you are a hot commodity.
The devils are trying to climb up the binding posts, and he motions towards the giant iron spikes with the chains. But the demons are trying to climb the binding posts or fly into the city, but the devils, we push them back. We're also going to make best use of the city. Mortals are particularly useful to us. You know, war.
I still don't know why we should let you live.
Because this one made a promise. We should cut back to that before we get going. Felice, you're a few minutes back
Sure.
in the remains of a little cottage. The bearded devil fleeing for its life, trying to get through a window that is way too small for it. The only other exit, and you have just dropped your stone. What is it, bear?
Yeah, I mean, it was just wild shape, and I was being flavorful.
Nice. You've just dropped your stone wild shape, and he's sitting there cornered. What do you say to him?
All right, now, I feel like we have proven that you cannot just take what you want from us. So I think it is time to work together.
He turns around and eyeballs you and, like, raises his glaive an inch or two and then thinks better of it and lowers it. All right, I'm listening. His sharpened teeth kind of glinting.
Well, we're not entirely sure why we're here, but since we are, is there anywhere we can go? Is defensible? Well, clearly we can defend ourselves, but it's nice not to have to constantly watch our backs. Anywhere safe you can take us?
Me? Probably not. You are unmarked, unclaimed. You're free.
That seems like a good thing.
It is. Unless you will be hunted here. Even strong ones like you. If you play your cards right, you may be able to avoid enslavement.
Yes, that would be ideal.
I suppose I could help you with that.
I have a question about your fallen comrades. They are dead, right? Or how's that working?
He looks over at the body of the fallen bearded devil nearby. Yes. You die here. You die for good.
Yes, that was my understanding of it. I just wanted to make sure I had it right. So...
That's why I was told, and he says a name that sounds like grating, grinding sound.
Yeah.
And he motions his head towards where the bone devil was standing.
Yeah, it might even still be going on because we sort of started talking
true.
Before the fight ended. Yeah.
And he motions back that way, and he's like, "I told them it would be safer if we were in the Legion, heading into the abyss."
Or you
He
unionized.
wanted to raid. He wanted to scavenge. Not, wait.
Well, as it were, that I don't want to kill you, and ideally you don't want to kill us, so we can work together to make sure we all come out of this alive.
Others are gonna try to take you. If you're
I
unmarked.
do not ask you to defend us. You know, we have proven that we can do that ourselves, but there must be some sort of neutral ground that we could reach.
Oh, the mortals.
I have friends who have, traveled down to hell before for trading, business.
Is that so? Do you have a name?
I do, but I forgot it. It's written down somewhere.
I believe it was Odin.
Wait, I can't be right.
Actually, if other people have forgotten, it'll be, I'll change it up. It'll be Mahadi.
Mahadi?
Mahadi.
All right.
Retcon!
I
It
love
was
a good
Odin. I
retcon.
said Odin, but I did more reading. I was like, nope. Mahadi.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great.
Noden.
Well, not entirely sure I should give you their name. I feel like names are maybe a little bit, well, actually, how about their name for yours?
All right.
Myself, I am Felicia the Panda.
Torque.
My contact is Mahadi. I'm not entirely sure what their family name is.
Oh. You're with Mahadi.
That's Mahadi.
Fancies himself a fine, upstanding young Rakshasa. I have to say it like that. I'm sorry. I have to.
Oh, that's great. Can I roll to know if I knew that they were Rakshasa? Or do you want to just say I didn't?
Oh, let's just say you didn't.
Okay, because, yeah. I don't think I would think to look through their illusion, right? So that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's awesome. I'm so into it. Rakshasa are dope.
Wait,
They're so cool.
There we go. Look, internet magic. Rakshasa. It's like reverse jazz hands. All right, so
Yep.
at about that point,
For those who don't know, Rakshasa had their hands on backwards.
at about that point, Torque's like, "I'll guide you if I can. If you're in the city, you'll be safe enough if you can avoid the bands and the attacks. The city,
Very good.
the
If we could have a guide, then that would be excellent, and we can part as equals.
equals. Sure. My life for helping you stay safe."
Yes. Now, let us reconvene with
And cut
the
back.
others. Yeah.
All right, so you guys are standing in the ruins of the Floating Mermaid.
Trying to figure out if there's anything else that we talked about that I didn't cover. And, we talked about anything else between there and when we got back to the rest of the group. If there was anything I've missed. I should write down that name. What was it?
Mahadi.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. The woman Harkina mentions that she pipes up and looks at you. Do any of you have any food or water?
Do we?
You guys have been traveling a while.
I went without today. It's been a strain on my magical resources. We've been in kind of a intensive situation. Haven't been able to risk the mental strain of preparing good berries or anything like that.
Ben Kuhn probably has some in his bag of holding.
Yeah, I have some rations, and Benkum would definitely have some in the bag of holding, so we can we can spare some for them.
All right, Ben Kuhn kind of hunkers down, pulls into his nutsack, which is where he keeps it in his loincloth, pulls out his bag of holding and starts pulling out, hardtack rations and some water, and the kids just start nomming away, and the woman thankfully nods and appreciates it just long enough to be polite, and then starts wolfing it down.
At least you made a deal with this devil.
Yeah, we came to an agreement. They don't want to die as much as anyone else.
Oh.
You look over at the devil. It gives you a little nod.
It feels kind of barbaric to barter with lives, but you have to speak their language sometime. Which I don't. It's very off-putting.
Yes, most of the time you'll either have to speak telepathically, actually. All right, Darmida, the old man comes along and holds your hand, and kind of pulling you out of your reverie, as you kind of watch the edges of the dim street. Hello. Hello, my dear.
Hello, you did very well out there tonight.
Oh, thank you. I remember something. I remember a few things.
Yeah.
And he reaches up and gently kind of pats your face and then looks at his hand. He's like, look. And then all of a sudden his hand is glowing with bright light.
Have you remembered anything else? Like your name?
My name. Oh, that's a tough one. So this old hermit man kind of sits there pondering, stroking his beard, and he's like, wait, my name is, my name, I'm looking at my notes. It is here, somewhere. Swear to God. Sure. I remember. I am not as I appear to be. I remember that. I remember. I don't know why I chose this old man. It felt right. But I decided it would be more convenient. Oh. And actually, can you go ahead and roll a d6 for me?
Sure, I can do that.
If this is out of order, it'll be deliciously weird.
On a 6, you get his real name. On anything else, he makes up a different one. That's on the list. But only one's correct.
I got a 6.
Nice. I don't remember. It was the eye. It was the eye that sent me back there. Here. We're not in the place we were. The eye sent me. I don't know why. Maybe just maybe the eye took pity on me. He suddenly gets a revelation and grabs Darmita's hand and says, perhaps there could be a spark of goodness deep down inside the eye. Hello, my dear. Would you like some tea? I don't... And he kind of goes bumbling around looking for a teapot.
Yeah. We lost him again. All right. I'm just gonna close to him so he doesn't wander off. Keep an eye on him. Yeah.
All right. Archibald.
Yes, sir.
You do remember one thing about the floating mermaid. When people got particularly indebted, this was gambling was pretty frowned upon in a fairly religious city. But the floating mermaid did have a nice hidden gambling room tucked away for when the raids happen.
I remember it well. I probably still owe them money.
If you find that ledger, you could probably scratch your part out of it. The behind the kind of regular inn bar, there was a tapestry. And if you move the tapestry, it looks like a regular wall. They did something to it and then opened up a staircase leading down.
So this place could be a good hideout? If this is a place that we need to like sort of hunker down, or...
Could be.
So, gang, I know of this place. It could be somewhere where we can lie low for a little while and lick our wounds, shall we say.
Well, Torque, did you have somewhere specific you were thinking? Because
Not many. Oh, sorry. Torque pipes up and says, there aren't many places that would be safe for me up here, and not many places that would be safe for you down there. But if we could get to your friend Mahadi, he mentions that quietly.
yes, if they're around, then that would be excellent. We have a very good relationship. Rapport, if you will.
You may have to pretend to be my chattel.
Jettel?
Chattel. My
Cattle?
slaves.
I don't think so.
I think that would be a hard sell, yes.
I might be in if it's the right party.
So, Archibald, can I get you to do an investigation check for me?
You certainly can.
So you throw back the tapestry, and it's just plain wall. There's a couple of crates of old casks. You kind of kick them with your foot and realize, oh, they've been long emptied.
11.
11. You're poking somewhere back here. The rest of you see Archie kind of tapping with his cane, moving around, shuffling one of the casks, tapping again. He doesn't seem... He looks like he's looking for something, but he hasn't found it.
Can I help him?
Somewhere back here is a way to get down to an old gambling room. And if the ledger's there, we can rip the pages out with my name on it.
Right.
I'm dear.
Two.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry, I talked over you.
I just said was gonna suggest that I help him as well, since
It's around here
Sure.
somewhere.
Let's let Fenris and Darmida have a roll, either one each or with advantage.
Fenris, up to you.
I'll give you advantage.
All right.
No. With advantage?
16.
That's a 16.
Yeah, 16.
16. Yeah.
All right. Darmida comes walking up, doesn't see much else. Then, in her frustration, kind of. Actually, it's the old man bumbling along beside her, bumps into one of the casks and shifts it a little bit more. And then Darmida sees a piece of wood paneling that doesn't match the rest. Quick flick of the wrist. Do you want to open this, or do you want him to, or what? You see there's some kind of opening mechanism in there.
Let's look for a trap.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's gonna investigate for traps.
Sure. Let's let Darmida do it with advantage then, as Archibald leans in.
Well,
This could be rigged.
I think you're right. All right.
$15 and
I gotta do it manually, so
Oh,
because
right.
I don't.
yeah.
New game. Sorry.
17.
17. All right. It does not appear to be trapped, but it is locked. So we're going to get Archibald or you to do a Thieves' Tool.
Either one. I think you probably Archie would be better.
Is that sleight of hand, or is that?
It's the
just
same.
extra?
It's a proficiency, so you'd add your
I feel like
proficiency.
we've mostly used sleight of hand for you for some reason, but yeah, it's like its own kit. I feel like during this, I'm having like a small conversation with the mother. Who I don't think I caught her name. So I'm just like,
Harkina.
dear, I don't think I put your name before, but do you well, now that you're in relative safely, do you have anywhere you're planning on going, or anyone else that you need to be seeing?
No, I haven't seen many. We were hiding, and our food ran out, but we were hoping to get to the east side of the city. Oh, sorry, the west side of the city. The high hall, the great castle, and she kind of motions out through the hole in the wall. And you can see it just on the horizon in the crackle of lightning.
So this area is mostly abandoned then? No one else here except for maybe someone taken?
Well, lots of people were hiding, and lots of people have been taken, and some have fallen, and some have turned.
Excuse me?
Well, this place does things to people, and...
I
yes.
look at Ben Koo.
He's sitting there playing rock, paper, scissors with the two kids, and probably losing badly.
I'm actually going to step over and take Felice aside for a second.
Wins. Rock.
Rock.
Who would
rock,
use
rock.
scissors?
So, Felice, and I just
Yes.
nod over.
Yes,
You made a deal with this devil?
I suppose you could call it that way if you wish.
I can't say that I haven't myself made a deal, but it was out of necessity.
I feel like there's not more of a
That's the reason why people make deals with devils.
I don't think I've been in any more dangerous situation than I am now, to be entirely honest with you. Have you?
I'll honor your agreement if the others agree. Especially Dormita, she hates devils.
Well, I think it would be wise regardless. I don't think that
But
letter
this
of the
devil is
law
your
you would have
responsibility.
to.
This devil is your responsibility.
Yes, I take that upon myself.
All right.
Anyway, that's a
appreciate your,
21.
21. All right. You do the little flick, get your picks out from your sleeve. You're kind of kneeling down, muttering to yourself about the old dwarf innkeeper who was like, oh, was an untrusting bastard. And then click, the whole wall shudders a little bit and then opens inwards, revealing a staircase leading down.
My friends, the way down.
So as we step forward, like back with Felisa, say, you still have to convince Dormita. She may still decide to take action. And I won't stop her.
Very well. If you think it is a necessary conversation. Do you want to be using pseudonyms here, actually? We are in hell, after all.
It's probably best.
At that moment,
everyone, let's discuss something. Go ahead.
As you guys are starting to, were you heading down the stairs, or you're still having this conversation in the upper area?
I don't want this chain or bearded devil with us.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we've moved yet. We were sort of having like three scenes at
Elise
once.
and I were having a conversation in a corner.
Yeah, you guys went off to the side. So, Darmita and Archie see the hidden room. Everyone else kind of sees that the door is open, but you don't see where it goes. Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Oh, so I mean, I will do that. Where I was sort of like, everyone, I think there's something we should discuss, and I specifically like not calling out anyone's name. It's like, how do I call you over without using your name? I'll just say everyone. Yeah. We are in unfamiliar territory, and it is, well, to be frank, it's hell. I was thinking maybe pseudonyms would be in order.
Oh, good. More for me to remember.
Yeah, us too. Does anyone have thoughts on this?
Using your real names
in hell names?
Is not a great idea. Gives them power over you.
Literally, I already gave mine to Torque, but that is a sign of goodwill, in my opinion, as Felice. But general usage, no.
All right, so at this point, another earthquake happens, and you guys also hear something else.
Torque, is this falling soon?
Can I get a perception check from one person?
Can I do it?
No.
Let's go with let's go with Darmita. Okay. She's been kind of off to the side from part of this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I was distracted with my conversation.
Nope.
Oh.
Don't say shit.
It's smoky, there's rattling, there's roiling sounds. It's hard to pick it out with a roll of a 3. Sorry.
I think I'm too distracted by this.
Sorry, your voice kind of cut out there.
Yeah, it went real choppy.
Chippity chop. Now I can't hear you.
Can you hear us though? Yeah, do the mic up and down. Yeah.
Technical. All right, so you guys have this passage below you if you want to take it. Otherwise, you can stay up here. What do you want to do? Oh.
You may call me Auntie Jade Teeth. That is a pretty common name for me among the little people. No, not little as in short, but just never mind. Sorry.
I will be henceforth known as Dandy Rosebomb.
Rosebomb?
Dandy
Yes.
Rosebomb. I should write these down.
Like your bum is rosy.
Balm.
Rose balm. But my bum is rosy.
Okay.
I should get a pen that works. Dandy Rosebalm. It's Archie. Jermita, what do you want to go by?
Oh, good God.
Bella.
Bella, that's easy enough. It's on the screen, sure.
That's pretty good. I like that a lot.
And the world just keeps on making one of those knots. All right.
Yep.
All right. Fenris?
Fenris.
You're just going by Fenris?
It's not my real name.
Nice.
Fair enough.
All
Yeah. I'm into it.
And
Do you tell us it's not your real name? Like, do you
I think he
say
just
that
did.
here?
I just said
Yeah.
Fenris.
All right.
and sorry,
If
Felice,
you're
what are
sure.
you going by?
Anti-jade teeth.
Anti-J. And Ben Coombe?
If it's not clear, Yapatandar means jade teeth in Gnomish.
I
Boom, boom, McButtons.
boom back.
McButtons.
Pardon? What did you say, Bella? I didn't catch that.
To say Coom Ben, but
Oh, we're talking about penguins.
might be good too.
I think I was going to say the internet could name Ben Coombe here, but I think Jay just knocked it out of the park with McButtons.
Well, what's great about that too is like we don't. I think that's something I don't want to say for Trent, but the idea of Archie being like, "I got it. This is your name," and
Your
him just being like,
nickname is now McButtons.
no, wait, that's not. And everyone's just like, "Yeah, we'll call you that. That's fine."
Why do I gotta be Mr. Pink? All right.
Yeah. We can't say
Alright.
any more of that conversation.
That's true.
What
Let's
was the name? Something about McButtons. All I got was McButtons out of that.
let's be scarce.
Yeah.
And
Fenris,
yep.
why do we have this thing with us? This is nothing but trouble. I mean, we're going to try to rest, and we have to now worry about this thing.
Torque pipes up and overhearing you talk about him and refer to him. He says, "If you like, I can wait up here."
Oh, so you
Something
can
that
like
would,
bring your friends.
Yeah,
Don't think that will put them at ease. No.
whatever. And I just point my crossbow.
Do you need to sleep? I don't entirely know your physiology. Apologies.
Yes. So
Well, I mean, we
Darmida
will have
has
someone
now
on
drawn
guard
her
all the
arrow.
time, regardless. Correct?
I just shrug. I'm like, I'm totally fine
He
with
looks
ending it or not.
he looks over.
Still hasn't given us a good reason to let you live. I'm barely just allowing it because Felice made some type of deal with you.
Look,
But
you
imagine
don't know
will
this
want-
land. I do. I can tell you things. Finding your way around in Avernus is very difficult, especially for you mortals. Walking in public, you will be hunted unless you are marked. I can
Venice,
find
I
you
don't
a way.
believe that we need to. I do not believe that we need to trust in Venris. Like, yes, you're entirely accurate that if it is advantageous, we will be betrayed. I don't even know if you could call it betrayal in that situation, but as long as we are cautious, it should not be an issue. We will be taking guards regardless, correct? Watches. There will not be a time when they
You can,
can do something without our watch.
Darmida, do an insight check for me, please. And the game
I'm
stops.
all for player-facing roles. I think player-facing roles are great, but if you didn't know, you can do /GM instead, and it will roll in secret.
That's okay.
Yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there in case you didn't know.
Oh, yeah. 18. All right, so Darmida, Torque he's a soldier. He's got a lot of bravado. You've seen his kind before, literally and figuratively. But you can see a trickle of sweat start pouring down his head as you've got your arrow knocked. Ready.
He's certainly not sweating because of the heat. Heyo.
Yeah. He's trying to keep it cool, but he's definitely worried about getting executed by you right now.
Fine.
I
Yep, I
just
appreciate
don't
your-
understand. We kill people all the time. Why not just kill him?
Yeah, I appreciate your willingness to work together. It's sort of, if we cannot be trustworthy, then how are we possibly going to do anything down here? We can't always be on guard. We have to find some place that is some modicum of safety.
Let's try down these stairs.
Yes, let's.
At that point, the rest of you now see the stairs that Archie and Darmida unlocked.
Mhm.
Darmida lowers her bow, I believe. Is that right?
As a player, if you want to kill him, go for it. Like, totally, I don't care. But like, yeah.
Oh, sorry, your
So don't
mic
feel
is
like
cutting
you owe
out,
it to
Darmida.
me.
Yeah.
Lay the character.
Yeah. What would Darmida do?
What would Darmida
WWDD.
Yeah. Barely I lower it, but I'm still holding it.
As you lower it, he nods as though he's servile towards Felice, but he kind of gets this little look you just pick up on.
Oh, and before we go down, who wants to take one of these glaives? I'm sorry, I talked over you again. Go ahead.
When he does that and I notice it, I am going to cast mother effer.
Did I notice that? Just curious.
Perception.
I'd let you roll an insight check. She definitely picked it up with that 18. He was trying to deceive.
Is the stairway dark? I'll just like.
It is quite dark, actually.
I'll pull out this saber for a little light.
The brilliant light of the sunblade comes and illuminates the
Low
room.
level though.
The devil
level,
just,
low level.
Ugh. Even though it's low, it's still a good 5 to 8 feet of sunlight. But the devil flinches, not in pain, but definitely disoriented in the brilliant light, and that is what definitely gives it away. Darmida, you said you were going to cast something.
I was, but I am not.
Technically speaking, Hunter's Mark would still be up from the previous fight.
It is, because it's up for 8 hours now.
Yeah.
I did the 3rd level. So, and unfortunately, I don't want to get rid of it, which is why I said I'm not, because my other spell is a concentration. So, no. No.
All right.
I didn't notice it, so.
No. The brilliant light kind of shocked the devil, and kind of you didn't notice. Archibald, you lead the way down below the floating mermaid bar and grill. You descend to a lower room, a small antechamber where people would be vetted before they were let into the main gambling establishment.
Mine sort of like fogs it in back then and like fills it all in and remembers when it was all bumping.
Oh yeah, this place was like, it was plush, man. It was like velour
Yeah,
curtains.
we get one of those movie sequences where you like look around the room and it's like the ghosts of
It like
everybody doing
fades
stuff.
in, yeah.
You look
That's
over
awesome.
and there used to be this, there's the coat check, and like over here's where you could buy like the actual good drinks and like.
Man, oh man, many like duels and many drinks and many things. That
Yeah.
This is where I sort of grew up, you know what I mean? And it was like one of the only places in town where you could kind of hide out from the long
Long arm of the
arm of
pious
the church,
law. Yep.
the long arm of the church.
And you're kind of reminiscing as you look
Archibald
around.
is one of the few atheists in D&D world.
As Archie's kind of reminiscing, and he's like, points out through there, he's like, oh, and that's where the good liquor's from that bar over there. And you can just make it out through an archway. There is a velvet rope across, and Ben Coombe kind of picks it up and moves it to one
First
side.
of all, I know all the places where you weren't supposed to go before.
Yeah.
So those are the first places I'm gonna look.
Okay, so directly behind the stairs, down a little dead-end hall, that's where the back office was. So you kind of turn and look that way. Do a perception check for me.
Perception.
You've got a group with you. Let's do it with advantage. Also, you know this place pretty well.
Ooh, that would be like a 28.
You see a shadow, small figure, leaning against the wall. You also noticed the coat check, a little shuffle. One of the cloaks moved. Down in the main room, you can just make out the flicker of a candle. You hear the creak of a crossbow. And a voice calls out from the dark and says, "Hey, you bastard devils. You shouldn't have come in here."
Seamus?
Crossbow releases.
It's me, Archie.
You shout that?
Yes.
Alright, let's. Oh, rolled a 7. The crossbow bolt into the wall beside you, and you call out a name. The name is Stroven?
Seamus.
Or Seamus.
I was trying to throw you a bone
Oh
there.
no, I appreciate that. No, I'll write it in. Seamus. It's now Seamus.
Yeah.
It's now
You did
That's how
the
you make a
accent.
module your own. Change the names.
No, change.
You did the-
I'm writing in my new book, folks. Writing in my new book. Come on, students.
Just get some post-its.
You did the appropriate accent.
Don't ruin your book.
It's my book now.
That's fair.
Out of the darkness comes limping. No, this isn't Seamus. This is Katara. She's a short dwarf. She was one of the bartenders here. She was definitely tough as nails. Out from the cloakroom stands up Seamus. And
Yes.
calling from the other room, you hear a voice. Velcora's voice. She was the matriarch of the three. There doesn't seem to be anybody else here, just the three of them. 3 dwarves.
Oh. I'm sad I don't get to loot this place now.
I bet you are, you bastard. You still owe me money.
Well, you know, as always, I'm a little short, and I don't mean in stature.
Arrgh. Seamus growls.
Have
We
the rest
can
of us
talk
followed down or not?
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are all kind of standing in that. It's about a 20 by 20 anteroom. at the bottom of the
Yeah,
stairs.
if I'm able to like walk down the stairs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
show myself, I would love to.
Yep.
And everyone allows Torque to follow.
I don't
So we can
imagine
picture the
anybody
scene
lets
properly.
him go behind you, so
Yeah, cool. That makes sense. You want to.
keep your
that
eye
makes
on him.
perfect sense.
Yeah, Ben Coom kind of gives him a little shove.
Cool. So we walk down. Hello. Wait. Let me look at my notes. That's not my voice. Dandy, you introduce us. And like Torque is right there next to me. If this guy wants to react, or lady.
Yes, call me Dandy, by the way, Seamus. What were you doing hiding out in the coats anyway, like some sort of fucking rat? Anyway, I should be in the office.
Well, you never can be too careful down here. These days the clientele's worse than it was when you were here.
How high is the ceiling? Can I actually hold this glaive to bear or not?
It's a two-handed heavy weapon. I don't know that Felice can effectively wield it.
Well, I know mechanically I would have disadvantage if I used it.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, if I'm like, I'm picturing her like holding it basically like, if you could picture like a guard holding a halberd in one hand, right? Just like I don't fight like this. I just holding it that way, and she's just like walking with it. And looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks
But
absolutely
if there's
ridiculous.
room for it to like, I don't know if the ceiling's high enough.
The ceiling's probably a good 12 feet down here. It was designed to be kind of swank. The chandeliers and so on.
Be under the ground and it's all low ceilings. Or
No. It's
the dwarf pit. Or
run
whatever.
by dwarves, but it is made for people to come and appreciate. So, all right. Well, I suppose you're not. Wait a minute. What's he doing here? And they aim their crossbows at Torque.
Oh, blah, 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 you help us, we help you, blah, 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 we won't kill you, blah, 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 promises, honor, and all that crap. Just don't worry about it.
Made my business to worry about stuff.
Don't worry. He is with me, and my word is good anyway, even though my coin frequently is not.
Don't worry, we're not going to, let him out of our sight.
Actually, let me correct that. My word is pretty shitty too. Let's be honest.
Well, at least you've gained a few manners, says Katara. I think that's the name. Yeah, Katara. Kartar.
Is that the matriarch person?
No, the younger dwarf woman.
Yeah, okay.
You haven't seen Velcora, the matriarch one, yet.
Well, this is somebody else that I would have known from before. Yeah, you said.
Yep, you would have known them all.
I was hoping all you people wouldn't be here and I would get to, cook the books, as they say. I'm sorely disappointed.
Is there space down here regardless? I mean, we do want to stay the night if we can.
Yes, we will be crashing here. I know that you have a few cots and whatnot and rolls and things that you could lay out for the
There's a few
customers.
seconds, and Velcora comes walking up from the lower chamber. She's a middle-aged dwarven woman who she's definitely wearing fancy clothes, like very fine clothes. Comes walking up, also carrying a hand crossbow, and she looks you all over and says, "Hey, well, you better close the door."
Somebody close the door.
I'll close the door.
All right, Harkina also comes down and joins you with her two kids. You guys are now tucked into the bottom of the floating mermaid bar and grill. For all your apocalypse and hellish needs, come to the floating mermaid bar and grill. And
I'm actually not sure about how much gold that I would actually have on me. I don't think we ever spoken about gold, or I've ever really
you've had a little bit of loot here and there. And you?
Yeah, the weird thing is, like, we got a little bit of money from the bandits, and then we got paid from the farmers, but none of us collected it because that
Levi
Johannes
was
has
gonna
that.
collect that.
Yeah, Johannes has that.
You have a bunch of like candlesticks and like random silverware that you looted from the magistrate's house.
Oh yeah, last session, we plot pointed that you have a bunch of silver knives that you can use as silver daggers.
Those are good.
Oh, cool.
Versus
Yeah.
devils. All right, so while we're doing some...
Scoop out eyeballs with this spoon, too.
Yep.
Because it'll hurt more. All right, I think we're going to take a little break now. We'll come back in just a minute as they close, as they are welcomed into the secret gambling establishment, the Swanky Swank area, although now having seen better days, hidden beneath the floating mermaid bar and grill. We'll be back in a few minutes there, Internet. And let's keep those suggestions a-coming. Thanks very much, Yalfin and Grimdor and everybody else. We'll be back as soon as I find the button. Which button?
Do you guys want to kill these guys or what?
Yeah. Maybe we should.
I mean, we're in hell, right? No laws here. It is literally... Well, actually, it is a law. Never mind. No, there is law.
Hey, Internet. We're going to be coming back off break in just a few seconds. My name is Todd. I'm going to be Dungeon Mastering. Thanks very much for all the suggestions. Definitely to Yalfin, Grimdor, and everybody else who tunes in. Don't forget, you can always make suggestions in chat. We do incorporate them into game. I have almost had enough caffeine, so I think we can resume. All right, everybody. We are back. Backity back. Wait, is that back? Yeah.
Backity back. Don't go back.
And we're back.
All right.
Ooh,
hey, Internet.
Spookums.
Yes, I have the spooky button.
Spookalicious.
All right, so we're going to be jumping back into the gates of hell as these guys have been camping underneath the floating mermaid bar and grill. I believe I fixed...
Did that just happen? Did we just did the night just pass? Or
Oh, no, actually, not entirely. I mean, it can if you want.
Okay.
Well, we're getting a tour of Jay's apartment from his phone here, so we're going to just roll with that. It's all good, man. Keep it up.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to show you, but I have the Archibald minis. It's too late now. The
Oh,
game's
nice. Here, hold on. Let me pull that up here.
Yeah.
Jay
I'm gonna
paints
swap
minis.
the stream so I can see the full view. I mean, I guess I could do it myself, but...
Yeah. Jay paints minis, so he's been getting these
Here's Archibald.
a little grainy. Check out his Instagram. It's there at Sylvester Deadleaf.
And then here he is with his rapier out, all angry.
Yeah, you don't have these versions on Instagram yet, do you?
No, I just got them today.
These are the brand new ones.
So look forward to that. Go follow the Instagram and be ready for it.
Yeah, man. And I believe he does paint if you ever wanted to commission him. And let's not forget about Darcy's art as well. You can check him out.
That's not mattering right now.
Yeah, well, that's all humble like. All right, so you guys have been bunkered down effectively where you appeared in the suspended city, the floating island of El Toral. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. You guys are
however you want to spell it. You're the GM.
Well, I'm just.
It's your world, man.
No, it isn't. This isn't my world anymore. It's been.
You bought the book. It's your world. You own it. You spent the $30 or whatever, 60. I don't know how much they cost these days.
I don't even know. But yes, El Torel. And in case for those who didn't know, we have mashed up our homebrew campaign to this big reveal. Haha. All right. So you guys are down beneath this inn, and the three dwarves are now training their crossbows. They've kind of lowered them a little bit. They're not quite at you, but they do seem somewhat suspicious of everything. Ben Coombs just like, hey, easy there, short stuff.
Aren't you just we just need a place to bed down for the night. I'll pay you.
What is your long-term plan here, anyway? You intend to just wait until your supplies runs out?
Well, I was I gotta find my voice again. There we go. So Seamus pipes up and does. I don't like talking in front of that thing, and he indicating Torque. But we've been holed up down here ever since it began, doing the best we can, and killing as many of them bastards as we can as well.
Well,
Not much has changed.
Look, Katarina, I'm changing the name. Katara pipes in and
Katana.
Kartara pipes up and indicating Archie. All right, Archie. The only reason you're not full of bolts right now is we know you. We know you can sort of be trusted. You vouch for them. You can stay.
I'll throw over, like, I probably would have, like, 5 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah. She catches it, and
I'm just like, this is for the food, some food. We need food.
actually,
Drink. God, I need a drink.
we got drink. A little bit.
I should have prepared new spells.
But we were kind of hoping that your price for staying would have been for food, anything fresh.
I can prepare something in the morning, but need a good night's rest first.
You're a magic user then?
I suppose we'll see if it all works down here. Not the natural world I'm used to tapping into, but, well, there are certainly powerful forces at work, so...
Aye.
Fingers crossed!
What's your passive perception, Felice?
I don't know, it's like 15, 16, something like that.
Oh,
Let me just
druids
double check.
and their perception.
I mean, I just, if I hadn't trained it, it wouldn't be that high. I don't have high wisdom.
That's why my perception is +9.
Yeah, you got that expertise.
Whoa, damn. Okay, so Archie, you
Yeah,
definitely
16.
pick
I have
up
16.
on it. Well, you would notice as well, Felice, anyone with a 15 or higher on their passive,
I got 16.
sees her hand kind of come up and go beneath, like, her tabard there, and just kind of clutch it like a necklace or
Right.
something.
Right, religious symbol.
Yeah. And she's... All right. Well. And then Seamus, Velcor pipes up from the doorway. Well, if you're coming in, come in.
Bella, did you actually have, like, Goodberry and stuff and you wanted to cast it, or are you just testing the macro?
No, I actually was going to cast Goodberry
Awesome.
for those of us kind of sitting around at the mention of food and the mention, Felice, of whether or not magic worked to see.
Sure.
I'm assuming it does because, well,
So, I'm gonna just kind of somewhat change one. This is a bit of a house rule recommended by the spell book thing. Can you go ahead and roll 3d4 for me, Bella?
So what's interesting about the what I meant when I said that is that I wasn't actually suggesting that magic might not work. It's that my preparation might not work because I prepare by attuning myself to the natural world, right? But once the spells are prepared, I would assume it would work fine.
Did you just
That-
roll 3 1s?
Yep.
Oh, all right. You reach into...
the D4 and I got a 1. I have not rolled above a 1 on a D4 at all tonight.
That's rough.
How many d4s have you rolled tonight?
3, at least.
For 'em.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so you reach into your pouch where you keep the components you use for casting, and you pull out, and you've got 3 small sprigs of holly. Of holly branches, and or no, is it holly or is it
It's mistletoe.
mistletoe sprigs? So
I
you
think.
cast Goodberry, and you hold one of the sprigs, and it blossoms, and then the blossoms fade, and then become little berries sprouting with a regular good berry spell. You then pick the berries off, and the sprig falls to dust and dirt. So each time
great,
you
you love
cast
this
good
sprig.
berry, you use one of your hollies. So that means you only have 2 more.
Yeah, because rangers have to use components, and it's consuming it. Interesting.
Yeah, that's one of those recommended house rules that I'm like, yes, that makes life a little more interesting than just like, I have one little sprig of thing, I can live forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming that it means that all things have to be done via components. I don't know how it works if you're using a focus.
No, not all, but yeah, in this case, definitely for this one. So you have 2 more uses of Goodberry and a handful of them. That's probably enough for everybody. How many does it make?
It doesn't really.
It's 10.
It's 10? Yeah, so, I mean, spread out amongst the kids and the human you saved and the dwarves and the rest of the party. I think that adds up. And just none for the devil.
No.
Alright, you guys pop your good berries, and it is sustaining. You do not need to eat or even drink, I don't think, for the next 24 hours. However, you're used to these things being lush and beautiful and just taste like all your favorite flavors of berry, like strawberry, you know, everything. This you bite into, and it's almost like it was picked too early, and it comes out like ashy and sour. It
I like
still
sour.
has the benefits of the spell, but it's just does not taste very good. Nonetheless,
I'll have to try in the morning and see if I can do anything different.
I'm gonna call that one mediocre berry.
all right. So you guys are set up inside the inn. Anything else you want to do?
Just thank them for their hospitality, and I want to set up in a corner with start taking a look at the bag of holding and whatever we took, because I think we took some things, right?
I believe so. Yeah. There's the sword, the plate mail or half plate, depending on how you want to strip it down. There was a shield, the little box.
And there
couple
was
of other things.
was there a cloak?
Oh, there was a cloak of protection.
Anything else?
It's a Trojan.
I don't believe so. I think that's about it. So you guys kind of spread out amongst the gambling place. There's booths, there's craps tables at one
Do
end.
they have any new weapons? Because I would like to pick myself up a rapier so I don't always have to be pulling out the blazing sword.
Make an investigation check for me. As you
That's
go
two
poking around.
thoughts.
You look in the umbrella stand.
Nice.
They might have some stuff like that there. Some drunken people.
Yeah, confiscated a weapon before we fell.
15.
You go over to the hat check, the coat check. 15? Yep. You definitely see a handful of various weapons. One of them is a rapier. It's not even that badly balanced.
I'll take that. I'll take it. Is there a parrying dagger there too?
There's... With a 15? Sure. Hey, this is your parrying dagger.
No, I knew I left it somewhere or forgot it or didn't even remember that I had it.
They probably took it off you in a drunken stumble.
I'm sure me and Seamus have gotten in a row or two.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so you guys...
Got some COVID hair happening.
You guys, anything else you want to do that night, or are you going to try and get some shut-eye?
I think we're gonna divide.
Go ahead.
Yep.
I think we're gonna I'm probably gonna sit with Benkum and Darmida to divide up things like the loot.
Sure.
Because this is the first moment we've actually had time to kind of sit down and rest, and maybe probably have a quick chat on our next game plan.
Absolutely.
So I think one of the things, Darmida, do you want the cloak? It seems like it could serve you.
Well, you do have a naked gnome. Well, not naked. Unarmored gnome.
I do not also have that conversation. And yeah, I do need to get Berbentu Kota from Archie and have that conversation as well. I forgot about that. I have a bunch of stuff I gotta do.
All right. Now is a good time.
I'm going to
have your conversation first. I think you're intentionally excluding us because you don't want Torque to be there, and that makes total sense. So.
I'm basically intentionally, and basically sitting down specifically with Darmida and Benku.
Yeah, I think that I think Felice is having a conversation with Torque where she's like trying to assess what dangers are ahead so she can prepare spells for tomorrow.
For sure.
So
go ahead and roll a. Let's go with a persuasion.
I'm just trying to fill space. You don't have to like.
I know, but go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
All right, fine. Don't wait for me. You have your conversation.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where the hell did I get this? And he holds up like an old rat. He flings it into a corner. It bounces off a table, and Seamus goes walking over and scoops it up. Hey, that'll do.
Darmida, what happened? I was hit by falling stones and fell through the gate. Ended up here.
Yeah. It all happened really fast. I was a little preoccupied with, mommy dearest. But the way Ben Koom told us, you were there and then you just went flying through that portal.
I had managed to make it work. I figured it out with the stones that the old man gave me, and I was able to get it to work, but I know that there's a danger to that the eye could use it. I only opened the portal because I saw something. I saw something from another dimension about to come through, and I felt like I had to act. And then before I could remove the stones, I saw your mother in the book, and I had it in my head to toss the book through into another dimension and sever that connection.
Yeah.
That's some dimension severing music there.
The old man was lucid for a very hot second.
You look over, and the old man is busy at one of the craps at the one where you spin the wheel and you put the ball and it stops. Roulette. He's at a roulette table being like, "Whoa, yes, oh, this is fun." And then every once in a while he'll use Mage Hand and be like, "Oh, yes, I win again." And then the hand flickers out.
About the stones being used, and I don't know. I think we might have messed up.
Well, maybe there's just a reason why we're here and how we got here.
I don't know. But I'd like to, since we are here at any rate, see if I can somehow rescue my mom's soul. Because that wasn't her up there.
While we're here, you might as well.
Archie plunks himself down at the loot table.
I got my vengeance. I know there's still the eye, but anyways, I'll help you get your mother.
Yeah. Well, we still need to figure out the eye's name. There has to be a way that I can tap into the old man's memory. It's locked away in there. A lot is locked away. And I've been just trying as hard as I can to whittle away. Every once in a while, he's lucid. I'm hoping tomorrow when we wake up, he might have a moment. He seems to do better when he's with me. So I think I'll sleep with him like near me tonight so he feels safe. And maybe, I don't know.
All right. Maybe we can get the name from him. Maybe we can get the name from your mother
She
when we
wasn't.
find her.
Yeah, she wasn't saying anything. I asked. So, but I think we have to somehow unlock his memories. He's totally shattered them all.
All right. We'll get a good night's sleep. And we'll figure out a game plan.
Well, do you want to give that cloak to Felice? Or, I mean...
It's up to you. I think that rightfully the cloak is yours, and if you decide to gift it to Felice, that's your call. I think it makes sense for the... And I just look big two-handed sword for you, Benkum.
Thank you. He holds it, hefts it. Looks
And
at
we
his
can-
maul. I don't like decisions.
Carry them both.
I knew there was a reason. I liked you as a leader. He puts it and he finds a way to carry both of them.
We can put away the plate mail in the bag and figure out something to do with it, like sell it, or if you can salvage it, Benkum. And I don't personally need anything from...
There was also a holy symbol of the Eye of Pelor on the
Oh
bottom.
yeah, I want to take a look at that actually.
You
Since
seem
I've
to
been
collect
collecting
those.
them. I'm kind of collecting them as trophies.
Yeah. So you pick it up and look at it, and it's the standard Eye of Pelor kind of thing with two blackened eyes. But again, instead of just holes, these ones have little jewels where the eyes would be, and otherwise it's this angel-like figure reminiscent of the Pelor symbology. But
Okay, so I have 3 of these now. I
this
compared
one,
against the other 2.
you compare it against the other two, and this one is definitely more intricately carved, and it's got some symbols carved on the back of it. It doesn't seem to be any language that you know, but you can definitely see effectively it forms a diamond shape with 4 symbols kind of there, and there. Yeah, that's all you get for now.
Okay.
Actually, I'll give you this much. You know various languages, including Infernal, right?
I know Inferno.
So, the bottom symbol is the infernal symbol for the abyss. And I mean that. The infernal symbol for the abyss is that bottom diamond.
Or if you turn it this way, it's the top.
Yes, it's true. If you want to flip Pelor or Eye of Pelor up on its... Do you speak Celestial?
Good to know. I do not, but I'm showing it to Darmita, who likely does. Like, I'm just kind of...
Yeah,
I have
she
it in front
does.
of it.
With canon, she did speak Celestial, I believe. The
Okay,
top
so then-
symbol is this Celestial symbol for... I forget the name off the top of my head. I think it's like the Abyssun Fields or something like that. Basically, heaven. The plane of Pelor.
I will tell him that. I also speak primordial.
There's no
Ooh.
primordial symbols on here.
Okay. I speak Abyssal. Just...
There's no abyssal symbols on here either.
Okay.
Any other symbols that we see?
Not that you can identify. The two kind of endpoints. There's some kind of symbol, but it's not any that you've seen before.
Hmm. Could you like make an interpretation of some kind, like with the earth and the hell symbol, or like the heaven and the hell type symbol? Like, could it represent like earth or the sky, or is it clouds or anything that might be like a recognizable thing?
I can just picture Archie being like trying to see with his human eyes, whipping out the sunblade, like just so he can see the symbols as he's leaning in.
I'm
Archibald,
actually
roll
gonna
a
nudge.
history check.
Yeah.
Also, Archie is likely, I don't know how long it's been since I cast Dark Vision, but he should probably still have that.
Well, that's true, but it was more for flavor of him just busting out the light blade.
12.
At 12? Oh, I'm gonna say with advantage. Roll again, please. DM does not like that answer. No, I'm kidding. There's a reason.
8.
That's much worse. You were terrible in school. You remember Miss Kerbopple trying to teach you something about, like, I don't know, heraldry and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Some history lesson about this guy named Harold.
Yep.
He made up shit.
Yep. It does not.
Made up a lot of shit.
It does not sink in.
Basically, all history is just people making up shit, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Usually it's just the victor.
Yeah. And in more ways than one, yeah.
All right.
Actually, at
think
this
your
point,
friends would
like,
know? Archie, do you think your friends would know anything about this? And I just kind of show some of these
pass it
symbols I've been
around.
collecting.
Pass it around. Pass the symbol to the left-hand side.
Nice. They do have a little bit of liquor here, which they do share with the promise of more. Alright. Here, hey lass, and Kartara mentions to Darmida, hey lass, that food was a bit bitter, but that's the best thing we've had in a while. You give me some more of that, I'll give you some of this. And she pulls out a bottle. Some good hooch.
Oh, decisions. I look at her and say, question.
What would Darmida do?
And I pull out a sprig of mistletoe. Any of this lying around?
We don't use that except for a winter's crest, where we hang it up in buildings and snog with the nearest person. It's just really an excuse to make out.
Would you happen to have any kicking around that,
I don't know.
maybe
It's been a long time. You know what? I'll have Seamus check the back storeroom. We might have some decorations still kicking about.
Yeah, Seamus is so organized.
To make that. And I don't have much left. So I want to help you out, but you gotta help me out too.
All right. Well, we'll do what we can.
We're letting you stay here.
All right.
I'm gonna say that Archie also just kind of takes off his wig and his lilac coat and just kind of puts it in the bag of holding, and he grabs like a simple jerkin, like a simple brown leather jerkin, and he has like his linen shirt on and pants and like riding boots and stuff like that. So he just kind of looks a little dirty, but he does still have the makeup on his face, even though his head is there. He's like very stripped down. You can see his like super short hair, a little bit bald on top.
Seamus looks at you as he's going back to the store and he's like, he pauses. Is everything alright?
Yes, I just have to be a little incognito for a while.
Alright, last time I saw you looking like that, I believe you ran through 4 people before we could throw you out.
It was a slow night that night.
Aye, it was, lad. Alright, I gotta go find some bloody decorations. He goes wandering off into the back storeroom.
He goes back with like Santa Clauses and stuff like that.
Alright, so Katara doesn't seem to recognize any of the symbols on there. But Velcora says, wait, give me that. Can I have a...
Okay.
She takes a look at it and she's like, I don't know what these are. This is the matron in older dwarf. I don't know what those ones are. But this one, that's the crest of a family here in El Torel.
What family is that?
The El Terrell family, of course.
No.
The making up the name family.
no, I actually have a name for this one. That's the crest of High Overseer Thavius Krieg.
Surprised you didn't recognize it from the bottom of the map there. I don't know if that's it or not.
How do you
Is that
spell
a family
Krieg?
name?
Krieg,
Is that a family?
Kreeg.
Is that a family name that I recognize from my time here?
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
Oh.
I mean, lots of people are dicks,
Fucking
but like,
Dean Krieg.
And was that one of the left or the right symbol? Or was that just somewhere else on the...
that was the left side.
Okay. I'm also going to show her the feminine version of the Amulet of Pelor. And like, I picked this up in my...
She
journey.
smiles as soon as you pull it out. The older matron, she's like, that's a lovely piece. But you didn't need to. You can hold on to that one, lad. I've got one of my own. She pulls it up.
Oh, it looks like the same thing.
Yeah, she's got
Mind
the
if I
old-
ask, what does it mean?
Well, some people started wearing the newer ones there, like that, when the eye started gaining more prominence. We didn't know it was him at first. Moved in other circles, other people, other guises. Started getting real popular. But this one, she points at the feminine one. That one's only about 70 years old or so, maybe a bit younger. I was a wee lass. Then there's the old one. The true one, the Eye of Pelor. Or the symbol of Pelor. That's the one carved in all the old buildings. But the feminine one, those are on all the monuments after the war. After the saviors. Once Vox Machina managed to defeat the Whispered One. Due respect for the vessel. So, those of us who recognize the sacrifices made and how things, they change sometimes, even amongst the gods. Pelor chose her. So we follow. Not her. We follow Pelor. But we recognize the champion.
The champion?
Aye. Do you not know your history?
Not very well.
Well, when Vecna, the Whispered One, ascended, they could stop him. But these rough folk, people, rumors about them being demigods, but they were people, and they did what no one else could do. And when they did, the gods took notice and made them champions. Lots of different gods. Pelor was one. Ayun. A few others. Well, this change saved the mortal realms from the Whispered One becoming the only active good, but rubbed a few people the wrong way, sticking to old traditions and so on. But those of us who saw, if the gods can choose a new champion, us mere mortals, we can accept it, or we can dismiss it. And she looks over, gives Archie a kind of a glare.
All right. Thanks for the knowledge.
No problem.
And I'll go back to my corner and get ready to bunker down.
You said one thing there that I disagree with, though, my dear. You talked about when you were a wee lass. And even for a dwarf, you've never been a wee lass. And that's all I say.
She throws something at you. Make a dexterity saving check.
Hold on, I put my dice away.
A wet towel slaps you in the face.
I'll take that suggestion. A wet towel goes flying up.
I mean, the only other option was a glass, and I don't think she's going to waste a glass.
24.
Oh yeah, you catch that towel.
I was expecting it. It's not the first time she's snapped a towel at me.
Just as you're about to walk away, all of you, she leans in and says, "Just between you and us, between you and me. Don't tell the young ones." She talks about the other two dwarves as though they're children, but really they're like 100 years older than all of you.
Sure.
I don't know how much longer we'd be able to hold out down here. They haven't found us yet, but we're not kidding. We're running out of food. We're into the last of the liquor. Can't just survive on liquor alone, no matter what Seamus says. I've heard tell that they're gathering people up. The leaders, everybody's coming together. People who got along and people who didn't. Any mortal. Words coming around. They're making a stand over at the High Hall. That castle.
That's where we're going.
Alright. Well,
Why don't you come with us?
I think we might have to. I
Every
didn't like leaving my
every
place.
castle could use a saucy old lady.
Aye. Well, in my younger days, spent a lot of time there. Worshipping and learning. Found out that the best way to get to know, to get to really help some people, is when you get down in the dirt with them. Doesn't always sit well with the high and mighty, but that's what brought me here. Oh God! That's what you get for drinking on on an empty stomach. Here I am waxing on now. Get your rest. It's a busy day.
If you guys are going to do a rest now, this will be a good time for me to sign out if you're going to continue on.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll grab the old man, try to settle him.
Oh, nice. All right. You set him up in a little corner, and he's like, "I got 32. Is that good?"
It's very good.
I like this. And he holds up the marble. Do you think they would let me keep it?
I look at one of them. He'd like to keep that, please.
Well,
Wow. Okay, guys, take care.
see you later, Jay. Thanks very much for playing.
Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. Bye, Internet. I'll show you my minis, Sylvester Deadleaf minis. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Jay. Thanks for dropping by.
See
I'll
ya.
see you again, hopefully in a week or two. And all we see of him for the rest of the night is his palm. No, okay. All right, that is a good pause point for us for a quick break while I fix some cameras, if you guys are cool with that. As you guys take a long rest. I'm assuming you're are you guys gonna set a watch?
I mean, I got like 4 scenes I've been waiting to do.
All right,
but we can do those after the break.
We'll dive into those as soon as we come back.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, thanks, Internet. We'll be back in a little while with some more Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't say it like that.
Don't say it, yeah, no. Dungeons and Dragons?
Dungeons and Dragons.
All right,
Let's all say it.
everybody. All right. We are coming with buttons. Hey, Internet. Let's come back from our break. Thanks for your patience. We are picking up in the hollowed halls of hell. I'm gonna need another sponsor for the second half of the game if anybody has any suggestions. Last one was Yaofen with Floating Mermaid Bar and Grill, which I'm very happy made it into the game. It's almost like I can't think for myself. Improv. Anyway, we're gonna dive back in.
Outsourcing improv.
Outsource. That's the whole point of improv. Like, you just get somebody in the crowd to be like, "Ah, banana," and you say banana in your scene, and everyone thinks you're a goddamn genius. It's amazing. This is why that, and not having to learn lines. That's why I did improv. That's how I met Jay.
Learning lives is so much easier than improv, though.
Oh no. Well, yes, but you know.
It depends on the type of actor you are,
not the
right?
same
Like,
kind of
I did
juice.
so much script work that
Scripts are great.
well, the thing is, especially with voices, like, if I'm like sight reading, I can stick to a voice so well. And as soon as I'm trying to improvise it, I'm just like, I can't. I have no idea how to do this.
That's why I have my 3 voices.
I need to both make up lines and stick to a character voice? No.
So, just remember, folks, if your family ever wonders, what are you ever going to do with the theater degree? You can turn to them and say, I'm going to play
Nothing.
Dungeons and Dragons on the internet. Anyway, no, there's lots you can do. Anyway, we're back. We're in
You
hell.
could play it in person.
You guys awaken after a long rest.
No.
Oh, wait, nope.
Stop it.
That night. Before that.
That night.
That
They were having a
night.
conversation in the corner and excluding me, so I need to have a conversation
It
excluding
is a
them.
quiet evening of drinking and chatting and
This is
dividing up
during
loot.
that like plan and loot dividing.
All right, Felice,
Okay.
you
So
look
I'm
over.
talking with Torque,
Yeah,
who seems to be content to just not stab me, which is good. I like that.
he's busy there. He's found a deck of cards somewhere, and he's just kind of shuffling them. And
Okay,
based on
sure.
your passive perception, you can see he's already trying to cheat by putting a couple of cards up his sleeve.
Great. Okay. All right, Torque. I was hoping you could give me some insights on what sort of things are ahead of us. I'm not entirely sure where everyone is planning on going. If we're trying to get back to the surface, or if we're trying to... I don't know if calling it the surface is appropriate. There's not really a... Anyway, never mind. Surface to me, I live... Never mind, sorry, I'm getting distracted. But there are some things that I can, prepare for tomorrow that I'm not entirely sure will be useful. What is the environment like down here? Is it mountainous, or the equivalent at the very least, or what do you say, like vegetation? I haven't really seen any plants in the area. Is that something that is around?
There are some, but mostly it's blasted wastelands.
Oh, did you see what
Dusts.
Bella was trying to do earlier? With the mistletoe. Is that something native?
No, but you can get almost anything in the market.
All right. Locate plants off the list. Not preparing that. Thank you. But there is vegetation of a sort.
Scrub, brush, occasional fireweed.
All right. Well, I think that
I mean, we do eat, but, the tastier stuff, well, that'll cost you.
Yes, I was wondering about that. I mean, there must be something local that you are consuming. It can't all be imported. But
My personal favorite is about 10-day-old whelp of something, stewed nicely.
Very good. Okay. But I probably will see if I could speak to some of these plants later. That seems very interesting. They have a unique perspective. What about the black orb in the sky? The lightning coming from it.
Yes. The companion. They call it the
I was hoping I might be
companion.
able to tap into it and siphon off some power.
Only one around who can tap into that would be the eye.
Well, I mean, controlling storms is something I have practiced with before. Is it so unlike what I would be normally used to?
That's not a storm. Some kind of creature held siphoning power off. It's how this whole city got here, they said.
So it can be done.
Well, there are storms. The big fire clouds. Those.
Would you say
Those
it is
were
sort of a constant storm in the area? Basically, wherever you go.
Fairly, yeah. Sometimes it's farther, sometimes closer. Always overcast and flaming.
All right.
Hot.
That's very useful. By the way, Todd, you asked me to roll a persuasion check earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I rolled a 9 on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just generally trying to get info from him. He's.
Yeah, I figured I'd just
somewhat
roleplay. That's why I
verbose.
was like, I don't know why you're asking me to roll. Because it's just sort of normal.
No,
Here's a
that's
question,
all good.
give me an answer. But yeah, theoretically I could have gotten bad and they would have been like, it'll cost you more, haha. Which, fair enough. Anyway, well, I think that'll be all. They seem to be busy planning and don't really want you in the area, so I suppose it's just you and me for a while.
Your
actually,
friends look mighty nervous about me.
Dandy, did you bring the urn? Bentukota, there you are.
Yes, there. It's here, and it's sitting on the loot table with a bunch of silverware.
Sure, yeah. So I call out to it in undercommon and see if it can crawl over to me.
Only you can make out this little subtle shift in the top lid. Is it basically like
It's an eye out.
and go ahead and roll a perception check, Fenris Darmida, and can I get Darmida to roll for Ben Coombe and Fenris to roll for Archie?
Okay.
So those sheets are in the thing, but no one has control of them as far as I'm aware.
Oh, right. I have to go in there and grant control of various
I don't know
sheets.
if I've given Archie expertise or not, but I know he has a +9. So next time I have. Ooh, hello.
So I got a 21, and Darmida has a 21.
Nice.
And I will roll for Ben Coombe. He's got another plus
20.
whatever his perception is.
Wait,
I just rolled a 20, not 22. We're all very perceptive.
You all suddenly become aware as Felice calls out and asks about the urn from Archie. You all look
Archie
at
got
it
a 29.
and see a goddamn eyeball on the top of the urn as it blinks up. There is a goddamn mimic sitting in the table 3 feet away from you, disguised as an urn with this big handle.
Hey, come on over. You go back to what you're doing and don't mean to interrupt.
Elise, do you have a pet mimic?
I don't think that would be appropriate. They are their own person.
It extends this really long purple tongue over to grab one of the silver spoons, sucks it in, chews for a few seconds, and goes and spits it back out all bent, and then it kind of and starts scooting its way ever so slowly over towards Felice. Ben Coombe is getting out his big maul.
And he knew that was there.
Oh, right. He's actually the only one.
He was the one who knew, yeah.
He's the only one who knew. So he's putting away his big maul and
So I
hefting
guess I'm
the
not bending
sword
down
and
because
beginning
I'm
to
also
attune
short.
to it. His massive.
So I'm just down there
two-handed
at the right level. Yeah, well, the height distance with me and Torque must be. Torque's not as big as Ben Kum, I imagine, but is like still
He's the
probably
size of a
bigger than like
good-sized
Fenris or
half-orc.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was sort of thinking. It better been took with that. I'm sorry to have brought you into such a mess. Things are, and this is in Undercommon. Sorry, I should say
All right,
that.
it can actually speak slightly in Undercommon.
Yeah. But we seem to be in this together now.
Mess.
Things are, well, quite dire, and I was wondering if you could accommodate me in some sort of sensitive request.
Ask.
Well, you can take the form of basically anything, is it correct? Including mimicking the properties.
It coughs up a bunch of ash.
I was wondering if you could equate yourself to metal armor that would fit me. Or do you think hard as stone is about as sturdy as you could get?
It's asking for food.
Yes, I was thinking that as well. I'm not entirely sure how sustainable a diet of devilish flesh would be. And there was some earlier, and you weren't interested in that, I believe.
3 of the eyes poke open on the top of its head and peek over towards one of the children in the corner.
Yes, nothing living, I'm afraid, at least for the time being. I do intend to make as much food as I can in the morning, but I have to sort of hold it out for the time being. I mean, we could go back outside and see if there was any bodies left behind. I think there might have been 1 or 2 that we did not get to, but again, devilish, infernal flesh, I don't know what to sustain you or not. But regardless, at this point we are stranded here if we don't work together. And I think...
And it begins the slow process of starting to reform itself. It's not an instantaneous transformation.
Sure.
Over the next several minutes, it begins to kind of bulge out in the middle and expand. And what form did you request it to become? Metal armor or not metal?
I was suggesting metal because I don't think that Felice would interpret it as being true metal. It would just be an amorphous creature that has made themselves as hard as metal. That is the intent.
But what kind of armor are you thinking? I think that's what you're headed with this.
Like half plate, yeah, like something that's like not a full suit of armor, but it's like maybe like a breastplate or something, like that kind of thing. Narratively,
you know what? It could become a breastplate over the next.
Because it's like a single piece. So. Yeah, I think that's the thing. If I could make it like, if I could create something that's statistically, I mean, I don't even know if it would be statistically anyway, right? That would be sort of the intent, but like, I don't know if that would be the effect because it's a
really
mimic,
cool,
right?
man. Wearing a mimic, just make sure you feed it.
Yeah. The thing that I would, like, if I was GMing, what I would probably do is I'd say they could turn into a cloak of protection because mimics have a natural armor of 1, and the cloak of protection usually gives 1. But that's just how I would do it.
Well, since it becomes an object, and for all intents and purposes, it's basically an object, I was going to say it can become a breastplate. Cool. Which I think is better than +1, technically.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if breastplates are technically heavy or if they're
that'd
medium.
be so sick that, like, the mouth
medium.
would open in the chest area and, like...
Oh, yeah. I could theoretically attack via that, but it doesn't have to worry about movement because it'd be moving around with me. Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right, nice.
Yeah.
So you have a breastplate that is also a mimic.
Cool, great.
All right. Anything else anybody else wants to do?
I will do my best to keep you out of harm's way, but I do appreciate the working together with me on this. Are you all done up there? Over there? Do you know what you're doing next?
Yeah, I think so.
Very well.
We're gonna take people. We're gonna go to the main
hall.
castle area, the High Hall.
Very good. I will need time to commune with this new environment. I am not accustomed to this region. In the morning. Cool.
Ben Coombe is walking back and forth, gently thwacking himself in the head with this sword. Like, sword.
This is how you attune with it.
Sword. He then chops a table in half.
I'm going to nudge Darmida before we break. And just say, when Felice is sleeping, do the deed.
Sorry, I missed part of that because it got a little bit loud. What'd you?
I nudge you before we break from the table, and I say, when Felice is sleeping, do the deed.
Okay.
Thank you.
On my watch.
Absolutely. Anything else before their bed down?
Oh, that's it for me.
I just make sure the old guy is comfortable and resting.
Oh, thank you, Darmida. You're so kind. Oh, you don't happen to have those stones I gave you, do you?
Nope.
Oh, well, for so long as the eye never gets them, they're quite important. You see, I found one after another. One was on the bank of the river. One had actually washed into the river, and I had to swim to get it. But I could tell by the mark on it. Yes. Nishida, yes. Mm-hmm. I believe.
My mom?
Yes. Well, it was her blade. That one.
And he points over to Archie.
Okay.
Yes. But I found them. I found them and many more, and I made beautiful things, but these I kept because they would open it. And we can't have that. Oh no, we cannot. We cannot let the eye have such things. I had to hide it, you see. We hid it well. I don't remember where. But I hid it in an awful place, smelly place, smelled of brimstone.
Hell?
That's a naughty word. Oh, yes. Yes, Avernus. Yes, we were there for months. Months. My master and I, and Nishida and the others, and then they turned and fled. Not us, but the Hellrider, that's it. Hellrider, yes, they turned, yes. Well, they retreated. But we did not. I would not leave my master. But then they sent me away. I don't remember how I escaped Avernus. You see, I have some slight memory problems. I don't remember why.
It's okay. You don't have to. You should sleep for tonight.
Yes.
Maybe you'll remember more.
thank you. And if you see any more of those stones, be sure to bring them, and do not let them fall into the hands of the... I have... Oh, Pelor.
Now I'm yawning. You shouldn't have done that.
Sorry.
It's
I will do my best.
It is all we can do. Our best.
I am going to take a look at the box thing.
Sure. You speak Infernal, yeah?
I do.
All right.
It was holding the book.
Yeah. It was propping up the book. It was maybe part of the ritual, maybe not. Let me find that section.
Oh yeah, the box.
Yeah. Because I saw it, but I went after the book.
I wonder if you turned... Yeah, probably not. Never mind.
It's a cube, and it's got an infernal puzzle etched into each side of it. It obviously contains something valuable. One second. I have to find the description. Where did it go? I had it here. Bloody hell. Nope. Alright, actually, as you are flipping it over, Torque sees that, if you let him.
When is this happening?
It's in the night.
Okay, cool.
Well, what time do you do this, and where?
Probably while just after Darmida left to talk to the old man. I'm probably looking over the remainder loot and come across the cube right before bedding down.
Right.
So not quite in the night, just before everyone settles down.
I had it here, I'm sorry. Alright, can I get you to do... I'm trying to remember whether it's an investigation check or a Arcana check. I don't remember which one it is. Ah, here we go. Alright, yeah, it's an infernal puzzle box. So, if you want to try and open it, you can go ahead and make a... Damn it, hold on one sec. I gotta find this. Sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah, is there anything you can tell about it, or is it just
here we go.
Like when you say puzzle box, you mean that sort of just generally it is a box and it is a puzzle, not like it's...
It is a locking puzzle box. It's basically a safe.
Okay.
An infernal puzzle box is a cube-shaped container, 5 to 6 inches on a side. Airtight, interlocking parts made from materials found in the 9 hells. Most of these boxes are made of infernal iron, though some are carved from bone or horn. They're used to safeguard something subtle. If you want to spend an hour trying to puzzle it out, you can go ahead and make an investigation check. It is not easy. You can get that at a glance.
Oh boy. Okay. I'll just give it a go for an hour before going to bed.
Alright, go ahead and...
8.
Alright, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Your mind is racing with thoughts.
3 failed.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Your mind is racing with thoughts of infernal rituals and words that, even though you understand the words themselves, they start to overlap, and
Twist.
suddenly they start to
Knife.
burn together, and your head starts to feel hot, and the inside of your brain it's almost like brain freeze, but incredibly hot instead, as you take 42 psychic damage.
When during that process did Torque show up, or did that not happen?
Torque looked over just as he was about to do this, like, I'd be careful with that if I were you. He comes over and picks up the box that's just fallen on the ground as Fenris clutching his head.
Yeah. Ow.
And he must have healed a lot. Dang.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
I was like, you're alive? Okay.
I'm still up, but yeah, because I healed up to to basically close to max.
Torque goes to pick up the box, thinks better of it, and scoops it up with a candle holder, a candlestick holder there that Archie left on the table, and kind of just pries it up and plops it back on the table and watches as you struggle to your feet again.
Where in the nine hells did you get that?
Just before we came here. Why?
Infernal puzzle boxes are not to be messed with lightly. You're lucky to be alive. They use them to safeguard diabolical contracts signed between devils and mortals. Whether that's pending or been filled.
Yo Finn said, great, you let them have the Hellraiser box.
You bet I did, Yofen. They've got the Hellraiser box.
I don't know what's in there, but somebody went through a lot of trouble to keep it in. Not always wise to go digging into it. You know, I could help you with that.
Oh.
NPC triangles.
I could probably open that up for you. But I'd need a promise. And when you make a promise to the devil, you'd best keep it. The little one.
Let me think. The little one.
Little one seems nice, but I get the sense that maybe the others follow your ideas.
They tend to follow me.
Little one's not wrong. Having lay of the land, having somebody who speaks the language, who knows which hornets' nests, which hell wasps' nests to shake and which ones to leave alone. This can be good, but I don't really care. I'll open that. You let me go. Unharmed. And your people.
You know what? That's an interesting proposition to open it. I'm going to sleep on it. I'll give you my answer tomorrow morning.
Sleep well.
That's my favorite part of D&D.
He stands up, gives you a nod,
You know where to find me.
goes walking over to the corner by the bar, settles down for a little nap.
I am going to carefully put the puzzle box back in the bag of holding, because that hurts To be continued another time. And then bunker down for the night and try to heal up.
That's fair. All right, you guys basically take turns on
You're
watches.
on mute.
Moot?
Nope.
There was some cool hand signs though. Slack.
I think the internet can still hear me, but for some reason it's
No,
not.
you're back.
Gotcha.
For some reason, not Roll20, Zoom meeting cuts out on me. I don't understand.
I don't know why either.
All right, but I got the hand sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know what they meant though.
No.
I don't know thieves can't, so I couldn't pick up on it.
All right, yeah, real subtle thieves can't. All right, speaking of which, are you going to be doing what you need to do there, Dermita? That's a nod for those listening to the podcast version. All right.
I forgot.
That's
yes. Okay. I will be doing what I have to do.
All right. So, in the dark of night, Ben Coombs snores. As he's
you know what I
cuddled.
want to do with him actually? Like, because he was intentionally avoiding sleep because of stuff.
Oh, that's true.
I think that he can't afford to eventually avoid sleep anymore, right?
No,
like, because
I think
otherwise
he's
the
gonna
exhaustion will be too much that he has to do it.
Yeah.
But
this will be
he probably can't, like,
third or fourth
basically
point of
can't
exhaustion.
move tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Like, he'll, like, jump up to a huge amount because of nightmares or whatever.
Yeah.
And then have to basically just sleep all tomorrow, too. So we might be just stuck here for a few days. Which we could do. Like, that's, like, a thing, right? Like, we hunker down for, like, a week, you know?
You
Anyway,
guys
we'll
can.
deal with that in the morning.
So,
Sorry.
So Ben Coombe is trying to stay awake in the corner, and he has now nodded off. With 4 points of exhaustion, it's unlikely he'd be able to stay awake at this point. So he is asleep. Torque seems to be asleep in the corner. One of the dwarves is also on watch. But Darmida, you are a ghost in the night. You reach over, put out the little candle, and literally become invisible.
Oh, put out a candle. I see. Sorry.
How do you want to do that? You want to describe it for us, or just assume that you execute this guy?
Yeah. I feel like I would likely come up to him in the middle of the night. And I have a little kind of knife. And I literally do one swipe.
Oh, the silent sentry takeout.
So I have two thoughts.
Because
the first is
children there, you know? I don't want to upset the children.
So two thoughts. The first is, I imagine you would succeed because your stealth is intense, but the idea that maybe you would want to be like, because usually if you're asleep and someone's trying to stab you, it's only fair to get a check. Otherwise, we could all die in our sleep and that would suck. We'd be mad at the GM. So that's something that maybe disadvantaged perception on their part or something. The other is, there's like a big beard made out of iron or something covering up his neck to deal with.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get at his neck, but you could definitely...
Oh, okay. All right, I didn't know that.
That's the bearded part, yeah.
Gotcha.
Right in through the ear, knitting needle style would probably do it.
That'd probably do it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you
Yelfin said.
Ooh.
Fourth rib down right into the lung.
Yelfin, you got a dark and twisted history, and I love it.
Okay, now we need to make the infernal anatomy check. Know where their lungs and stuff are.
All right, you stab him, and he pops awake. Did you go in through the ribs like Yelfin recommended? In through the ear? What you
I
doing?
actually really like that one because he would last a little bit longer, and I'll just look at him and go,
Nice.
Yelfin said. Not a sound can be made.
Yeah, so he can't breathe out loud, but he's also technically the little blade you used isn't silvered, is it?
Theoretically, you could have got one, but I don't know if you would have thought of it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You're. What am I talking about? You're an infernal
she
huntress.
knows. Yeah,
Like
she
you
knows.
know.
You know.
Oh yeah, we get that
Said.
scene where you pick up the knife
Block pointed
right before
silent.
you went to it.
Yeah.
Yo Finn.
And
Said.
snatch from Archie.
Silver.
Yeah. You grabbed like a
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, that makes that scene even cooler. We
Oh,
see you
just
like get up, you
the
put out the
hand
light, you
scoops
like
it out.
pick up this knife, flip it around a couple times, glints, and it's like very clearly silver in the camera's eye. Yeah.
Yep, and then just plunge it into his lungs, and that is a coup de grace.
Wouldn't it be great if the system worked that way? Ooh, that'd be so nice.
Well, I'm making it work that way.
Oh
Somebody
yeah,
said
it's gotta. It's cinematic. It's
Yep.
gotta happen.
Dungeons and Dragons, the rules are recommendations. Rule of cool, folks. Executing
Rule of
someone in
cool.
their sleep is badass.
Okay.
Alright, that bearded devil.
When it's not happening to you.
Yes, it's true. Just remember. What?
We're setting precedent.
So, the bearded devil
I assume I would have
is
used.
no more.
Yo Finn. Said.
I would have been able to use one of
Second
my.
edition stated all rules are guidelines.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Plus-
shame we're not using second edition.
You know, you would have woken up you would have been waiting, and you're like, I've got about 5 more minutes on my hunter's mark. Here's when I do this.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Torque is
Yeah.
no more. All right, Felice, can I just get you to keep 1? Just keep track of that.
Okay.
Put it on a
one.
character sheet somewhere. That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna say ominous note from Todd.
All right. Anything else going on in the night?
Is that one where I'm totally amoral?
No.
I think it is a deal I made with the devil that I didn't uphold my end of. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, but you had nothing to do with this. You didn't know I was gonna do it.
Yeah. But I think that's what it was anyway.
All right.
But
So
I'm
you
just writing
guys-
this down. Ominous note from Todd. That way I don't have to.
Ominous note.
I'm just gonna like tell you later, and you're gonna be like, I don't remember what that means.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
remember. No, I should probably write it down in my own notes.
So I'm telling you that that's how I'm writing it down. So
Yep.
when I say, "Hey Todd, I have this thing that says ominous note from Todd 1," it's on you to know what that means.
Sure thing. Absolutely. All right. So you guys.
But I do guess that's what it is, even
Sleep
though-
the night.
I
You
would
have a
not have
long
interpreted my
rest.
wording as "I will keep you safe," as in instead as like "I won't kill you." But whatever, I don't mind. I think it's more fun to have devil contracts anyway. So
All right.
I'm all for it.
Anything else you guys want to take care of in the night? There's a child sitting in the corner you could murder if you like.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I'm not into
There's
murdering.
3 dwarves.
No, I'm not into killing innocents. Just fiends and.
That's fair. That's what you
I
do.
mean, if you
are a
want to
gloomstalker.
like go hard, right? Like, I probably am not wearing my breastplate while I sleep. It can do whatever it wants.
It's
But
still-
also, do I take watch before or after Torque dies?
let's say just before. Flashback to that. Just 'cause
I mean,
it's
I don't have anything to
interesting.
do. I just want it. Like, if I wake up and I'm like, it's time for my watch. Oh, Torque is dead. We're under attack. Like, you know.
So there's an area behind the bar that is now the body, the few belongings that it had are yours to sift through. There's not much there.
No, there wouldn't be. I took his glaive and I was like,
Yeah.
that's all he has, unless he has like war rations. Like,
Yeah, but
I wonder
the
Yeah,
soldier, he doesn't have anything.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot. He's
All
got
his
a couple of
belongings
trinkets here and there
Are
that he picked
the
up.
ownership of the state.
But
No.
the thing that you do notice is after you execute him, his body is there for a little while and then not even that slowly, begins to kind of liquefy and become ichor, kind of behind the bar.
So, just as a point of note, After I do that, I then take the silver knife and I put it back into Archie's things. Not
Nice.
cleaned.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna probably forget this, but a devil-ichord knife is part of Archibald's stuff now. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That might.
I was gonna
actually be
say, do you
interesting later.
bottle the ichor?
Can if you want to. You might know enough to do that.
Actually, yeah, make a check. You get like a bonus to these checks, and you've like
Yeah.
never needed to
Go
make
ahead and
them.
roll with advantage. Your, I guess nature.
So rules is written, rules is written. It's only nature. Even if you're making a check against constructs, the favored enemy specifically calls out nature only. It's very weird. But the implication
I would have called it nature
is
anyway.
that everything is nature, even
unnatural.
literally constructed things, which is like, what are you talking about, game? But yeah, it's just an interesting bit of precedent, which implies something you'd use in the rest of the game, even if you weren't using rangers.
I don't remember where I read it, but that does do a thing. But let's see if you know that.
A 19 and an 18.
Ooh, a 19 would definitely. So, Devil Ichor can up some serious damage. It can also twist the mind or even the body if you get too much on you or in you from a wound. I have to find that. It's in here somewhere. There's a lovely table you check on. You might grow another head.
I'm gonna look around the room and see if I can find some little vials or bottles or container-like things.
Yep, there's lots. It's a bar.
Exactly.
So you can find a flask, easy breezy.
All right, I will take it.
You could also probably justify that your components pouch has bottles and stuff, if you wanted to.
Oh, there's the bottle that the Velcor was going to offer you before. It's empty. It's a little swig left. Not anymore. All right, so you have a vial or a flask of Devil Ichor that should last for a little while.
Excellent.
It doesn't last indefinitely.
How many flasks do you take?
You got a 19 on that roll?
Got a 19.
You could get roll a d4 for me. I know that's been your nemesis tonight.
As I've done so good with those tonight. Come on, D4, don't let me down.
Heyo!
What? I'm off
4.
that screen. What did it show? It rolled a 4. So you get 4 doses.
You got a net 4!
You get 4 doses of Devil's Ichor. Here it is. Fun.
You can keep them secrets.
Ichor-coated weapons. Sticky enough to adhere to most weapons. Takes damage from it. Suffers a flesh-warping transformation if it fails a saving throw. You would know this because you've trained against devils and demons. Oh, this is Demon Ichor. That's not as much fun.
No.
This is not a demon. Boo.
No, this.
Well, you take the flasks anyway, so if you run into any demons, you can do that. Sorry.
Is Devil Ichor just like totally great? Like we can eat it and it'll be fine? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's probably not good for you. Tell you what, do you want to eat some?
No.
No, but I do have a hungry mimic with me.
Well, you've when you wake up on your watch, you go. And it's Darmita's watch just prior. So Darmita, you wake up Felice for her watch, and then go.
Oh, I thought you said it was the other way around. I misunderstood. I misinterpreted.
I was going to, but we can. Oh yeah, that's right. So when you went to bed, Torque was there, and he is not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else? The night.
I mean, Darbentukota is your NPC. I'm not deciding what they do in the night. But you have free reign to be a GM.
They're still busy changing into a breastplate, but it is a hungry breastplate, and it does cozy up next to the devil, and it takes an arm of the Ichor and coughs up most of it, but does get some of it down.
Okay, cool.
It's possible to eat a devil.
I
If you
figured.
cook it just right.
Well, we're not doing that, are we? All right, cool. Yeah, no.
All right.
It'll be an interesting morning. I'm excited for that.
Being underground, it's hard to tell exactly when morning comes, but you guys know when
I can tell.
Rest. Oh yeah, you can tell.
I'm just kidding.
You do get a full rest.
It's whenever you wake up.
You do get a long rest. Darmida, yeah, everybody does. And somehow, Fenris, in the morning, your headache is significantly less. You're all damn thirsty, though, because all you've had to drink is booze.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, I need to mark my stuff, and then I need to prepare spells.
In the morning...
Oh, very good, everyone. It'll be a moment, still communing with the world around us. I did not actually pay attention to how many minutes I'll need. I forgot to pay attention to that.
That's okay.
So it'll be probably like 10, 20.
Yeah, you definitely have that much time as everybody's kind of gathering. It's a slow start to the day. At one point, Velcora comes in with a couple of big pitchers of water. She sets them down. Alright, you're going to want to drink your fill. I can do this a couple times a day, but not all the time.
All right, thank you. Then we'll
Where did you get
We're
this
going to-
water? Didn't have this earlier. Where'd that come from?
She pulls out her symbol of Pelor and says, Faith has some perks, you know. Sustains us when nothing else will.
Oh, you a high priestess now? That's a laugh.
I am far from a high priestess, but I served in my way in my youth. And in my way, I shepherd those who will accept it. Ye won't, so you're lost to me, little sheep. But if you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Well, better to be true to myself than lost as a sheep or something like that. Wait, no, other way around.
I always thought someday you'd end up in hell. Alright. Hey! And she calls down the other two dwarves who kind of come stumbling in.
And I believe on more than one occasion I said I'd meet you there, so...
Well, I guess we're both right.
I'm
gonna
gonna
take a swig of water.
Yeah, it's...
get on Benkum.
You expect it to be cold and refreshing.
Yeah.
It does sustain, but it tastes like sulfur and rotten eggs, and it makes your stomach kind of recoils at first, but you do manage to keep it down, and it is sustaining. All right. Velcora pulls out a map, lays it on a table in front of you. It's Elturel before it fell into hell, so none of the fancy flames and stuff are there, but the basic layout is the same. You guys can...
Oh, these lakes of fire were always here. Interesting.
So, the city is divided in the middle, always has been. There was a river, now it is a chasm with a 500-foot
Oh, it was a river.
fall.
That's cool. That's really cool. Okay.
There were other canals around as well, and that explains the other little riverlets of lava and low-lying ditches tend to fill with that, which is flowing along the streets, and then falling off the edges as a kind
I love how these are like
lava
perfectly rectangular pools of lava. It's very funny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they were channels.
Yeah,
for water,
they were
which
already
are now filled
that
up
shape. Yeah.
Yep. Velcura points out a few places. She says, "All right. Apparently, the High Hall has sent out word of safety. It's here," and she points on to the far left, on the eastern side of the city.
The western?
Never sure. We western side of the city. Yeah, we're currently on the eastern side of the city, and like the dungeon master, she knows this. The best way to get there would have been Pellar's Blade Bridge, or Pellar's Reach. There's two bridges, and she points them out. They're kind of, I don't know if I can ping. Well, you can see it on the map, I believe.
I see it on the map.
Yeah, the only 2 bridges, yeah.
The only 2 bridges. I haven't been out.
Oh, why don't we just jump it? No, I'm just kidding.
It's a couple hundred feet.
Yeah.
Can you fly, lass?
Let's launch off for it. Yeah, of course I can fly. What are you talking about? I can turn into a giant eagle and ferry everybody.
You can do that
I
then.
mean, in theory, I could.
Ben
It's not
Coombe
something
would be
that.
kinda
It's not
tough.
really my style.
All right, that's the lay of the land. They're
Cool.
Now I do know there's the woman pipes up, Harkina. There are roaming gangs of devils. Sorry, misspoke. Devils, going through certain areas, trying to get mortals and take them prisoner, sell them in the markets below. Also, I've heard rumors of demons crawling up the chains and attacking randomly, mindlessly. We'll have to be on the lookout for those.
How far? Okay, are the bridges clear though, or do you think the devils might be manning them?
I didn't know. I have no idea.
And how far do you reckon the chasm is? That used to be the river. Like, how wide do you think it is? Did you say a couple hundred feet?
A couple hundred feet in places. In the narrower gaps, probably more like 300-400 feet in the wider sections. You guys are right here, by the way.
Cool.
Okay. So, well, then I guess we try to make our way to the nearest bridge.
All right. I guess we're going to Pillar's Blade then.
Unless we know a way, unless someone knows a way to fly to get us across another way, like flying or something. I have an ability that can move us, but it would take some time. I wouldn't be able to get all of us across.
If it comes to this, I will be the last. I will hold the back. I will hold the ass. Says Ben Coombe.
I think I am ready to try conjuring some food for us. We'll see how it goes, if everyone's ready.
Katara comes up and she specifically says this to Darmida, but it's in hearing of Felice, and she says, well, Seamus managed to find a few things. Maybe these'll work. And she holds out, I'm gonna get you to roll a D8, Darmida.
She rolled a 4, I think.
All right. So you guys have 4 more sprigs of mistletoe.
Okay.
So if no one says anything, I will attempt to cast Goodberry using my focus.
Sure.
Okay. Anything happen? Do I need to roll anything?
Here's the thing. If because I'm normally if it consumes something, you still need that thing even with a focus. You know what I mean?
Right, but it doesn't normally consume. Yeah.
Right, but this is a house rule that I'm adding.
Right, so it just doesn't work.
So, you could use one of the Goodberry sprigs to,
Right, but I'm trying not to. I want to see what happens. That's the whole point.
Sure.
Yeah, like, just tell me it doesn't work. That's fine. Like,
actually,
this is experimental.
Tell you what. Go ahead and roll a nature.
Well,
check.
actually, a better question.
Yeah.
I was preparing spells. I was communing with the world around me. Not the commune with nature spell, but like I was communing.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for me? Right, reaching out to this like plane of it's not actually the plane of fire, but like this burning wasteland, and trying to sap any magical sustenance out of this land. Like, it's still a natural environment to some degree, right?
It does have sections that are natural. It's sort of the closest you can the closest experience you've had to it is, I mean, you grew up in the Underdark. That's not entirely it's not entirely bountiful, but there are sections that are incredibly lush, and funguses and molds and certain types of plants and luminescent algae and so on. Those are you're used to looking for life in ways that, you know, a wood elf would just ignore.
When I was a girl, I asked my mother where we came from, and she said, "Oh, a mushroom forest, of course."
So this is a bit like when you commune with the Underdark, and that there are large sections that are devoid, but it's worse than that. It's sort of
because I'm not even talking about like vegetation and animals. It's like the nature, the earth itself is what I'm drawing power from, right? So it's like, is this rock? Does this count as like earth, right? In the way I would think of it, right?
Still connect
and this fire is this fire, right? Like I'm a very elemental druid as opposed to like a fey druid or a natural druid.
So it is actually very natural, except it's tainted and twisted. And in particular, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
Great, yeah. Which one of these is my character sheet? Actually, I only have one open today. That's amazing. 17.
You definitely sense abundant life, and especially in little places around. But you also feel like it's scarred, as though something is just draining that energy away. Even the energy of the soil itself and the rock and the fire. There's a bleakness here that taints everything that touches. It's definitely natural, and you can get your spells and they will work, especially those elemental ones of fire and so on. But there's a certain sense of desperation and longing and thirst that can never be quenched.
I just remembered I could prepare 12 spells, not 10.
So, are you guys going to jump ahead to the heading out and going off to the bridge, or do we want to call it here for tonight?
So I try and cast that spell and it doesn't work, right? That's correct?
Not without a sprig of mistletoe.
Interesting. And I immediately forgot his name.
I think we can actually...
Torque, yeah. Torque said that does not grow down here. Interesting. Where is Torque, actually? He was... Did he leave in the night? Who was watching?
He's not with you?
Well, I mean, it was when I went to sleep.
Well, you know,
when I woke Bella.
Notoriously unreliable.
Or very reliable, depending on how you think of it.
Well, he's probably ratting us out to his friends right now.
Well, did you see him leave?
Nope.
I did not see him leave.
Who was watching after you?
I took last watch.
Seamus kind of comes up and cocks his crossbow.
All right. Well, if that bastard did make a run for it, we're gonna be ratted out real quick. We should probably get a move on.
Yeah, I think so.
We can use your ability though, right? The same spell that you cast, Nefarious, fairly unseen. We're not that far from the bridge.
Yeah, I can do that.
So let's get going.
I do want to check. I had mentioned it earlier that I had checked on Ben Coombe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say that we like cut to Ben Coombe when we see this whole like, we have to move, and it's like, oh, can he move, right? Yeah.
He can move. He actually did get a night's rest. He
didn't.
So his exhaustion...
But he's more exhausted now than when he went to sleep, right?
Oddly enough, He looks rested.
Oh, he's like getting sustenance from the infernal plane because he's a devil now. Cool, I'm into it.
And he's got his like all of his gear and the little pouch and half plate and the double-handed sword he's got slung over his shoulder now, and he's like, "Yes, as the smartest man in the party, I will say, let's go."
Oh, did you want to take one of these glaives? Actually, I'm not entirely sure if it is only useful in the hands of the devil, but they do
Sure.
seem to
He
leave
reaches
a
up.
lasting mark.
He reaches up, grabs a tapestry off the wall, looks at the dwarf and says, "May I?" She nods, he tears it off, he wraps the blade, and then stuffs the glaive into his loincloth, and it just disappears like Mary Poppins style, bloop, into the bag of holding, which he keeps near his bag of holding.
Cool. Yeah.
I've passed without a trace.
Yofin said, Bankum has a stubby tail half size of normal devil.
He's got it tucked
I've been
between his
picturing
legs
his
right
horns
now.
for a while. Yeah.
You know what though? He's got a hat of disguise. You guys would never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also like the way his loincloth works, I'm sure it's like under there.
I love that, Yofin. Thank you. All right, can I get stealth checks as you make your way
Stealth
out of the
checks.
inn? You get a plus 10.
Sure.
Yeah.
You want me to roll for everyone else, or?
Let's
do
have
that? Where's
let's have Gordon roll for Archibald and Dermida roll for Ben Coom, and Felice, can you roll?
Natural 20, 32.
Can you roll for Harkina and her kids? Just do one roll for all of them.
Sure.
I'm assuming you're bringing everybody, or are you leaving some behind?
Everybody.
Everybody. Yeah, and I got a 30 on mine, and Ben Coom got a 20 plus whatever his stealth is.
Nice.
So
These are plus 10s to all of them too, which is real nice.
Yeah. Give me a second.
yeah, so
30.
Archibald got, including the plus 10, at 26.
Nice. That's pretty
Because I
low
assume
for
he has
him, actually.
expertise. Yeah, he only rolled a 3.
Yeah.
I rolled a 5 for the others.
I have a 32.
Oi. All right.
Not 20, yeah.
You rolled a 5, but there's a plus 10 on there, so that still brings it.
Yeah,
to
and
50.
I mean, I assume they have flat modifiers otherwise.
Yeah, they're just commoners. So
Yeah.
you guys make your way out from the inn and stick to the back alleys. Harkina is actually kind of useful here in pointing out some little. She's done a bit of scouting, and the two dwarves, especially Katara, seem to know their way around pretty well. So you guys make your way up and through and avoiding the main routes. At one point, you do see a couple of. You actually see a. Well, hold on a minute. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna roll a d10. Actually, no.
All right.
I'm gonna roll a d20.
Great.
Alright. You know what? You guys, you guys see one group of a couple of bearded devils kind of walking down the street. One of them whistling loudly, so you can definitely hear it coming. And you wait a few seconds. They go by, and you scoot along, and you end up making your way to where you can see Pelor. I'm switching the name from Torm to Pelor. Deal with it, internet. So you get into
good. This is our campaign.
Yeah, that's my cap. This is our time. Sorry.
It is, right? Like, we're effectively just using it as like a setting guide. It's great.
Well, not really. This is all pretty canon, actually. I'm proud to say. So you guys end up making it pretty much to this kind of a nice, higher level estate here with a fountain.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I had a moment to, I mean, we're trying to be sneaky, so I probably don't. But if I did find a moment, I wanted to be like, is there a relatively narrow distance across that we could maybe span some other way? If I could find something that's like,
sure,
100 feet or so.
You definitely see a few sections, especially towards the south, that are closer, kind of way down in this section down here. There are some areas that are pretty close, and again at the north end, but there's two massive rivers of lava, not livers of Rava.
Sure, yeah.
And so that would be kind of hard flying, but it's closest way up near Peller's Reach Bridge.
Do you have actual numbers for those things? Or like the locals
This
could
one,
tell us?
at the very closest point, right where the walls are crumbling, is probably only about 75 feet.
Okay.
And that is, I'll draw on the map. That's at this end right up here is about 75.
Cool.
Then down here is averaging somewhere between 1 and 200. And then right about here, down low, is only about 100 feet across at that point.
Yes, if I don't know exactly where we are heading. I sort of was checked out of that part of the conversation, but it might be safer. An active bridge would likely be patrolled, I would imagine.
You say this as you guys come up to the this estate and kind of scoot down this little carriageway that is covered. There's a roof above you as you scoot between the walls, stealthy as ninjas.
Sort of.
And look out over the bridge, and you see a cluster of armed and armored devils hanging out right in the middle of the bridge.
How many of them?
From here, you're probably looking at maybe 12. It is a pretty
Not
big
that we
group.
couldn't take them, but it might alert someone to our presence. I could get us across a 100-foot gap pretty easily. Probably more if we were pressed for it, but...
What spell?
Wall of Stone, it is colloquially referred to as. Very good for bridges. Completely, what's the word? The misnomer of a title.
So you can see, at the very least, 5 or 6 bearded devils, and circling above them on the wing, you see, what are the spiky ones? Not spined.
Barbed.
Yeah.
Spined are the flyers, barbed or not.
Okay, so these are spined devils circling around there as well, and there's about 8 of those.
The idea is that the spined ones throw spines and the barbed ones are just spiky.
Right, so on the bridge itself are a bunch of bearded devils, probably about 6 of them, and you see about 8 spined devils circling around in the general vicinity. A couple of them perch on the roof above you guys for a few seconds and then kind of chatter at each other in Infernal, being like, "Have you heard of the demon attack?" "Yes, of course they attack." And then they go off and keep circling. You can all hear a cacophonous battle raging, echoing off the stone edges of this chasm below you. And those of you who can, go ahead and make a perception check for me, everybody. Everybody's typing. Typity type type.
15.
Sorry, I muted myself. Yeah, I just hit button.
Is that a nat
17?
20?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good nat 20. My nat 20 was buried.
Yep. So, if you got a 15 or higher, you can take all this in and you hear this cacophonous battle raging below. The nat
Who did that?
the nat 20, you in particular, Darmida, get a clear look. You kind of scale up the side of a building for a few seconds and look out over the edge. Approximately 500 feet below, you see, pretty far away, some land. And then directly below this is a river, a massive, wide river. The whole city is hovering above. The river flows red below you. When you see this, you get this momentary, like, catch in the back of your throat. You instinctively know that you do not want to go in that water. It's not even water, it's something else. Every once in a while it'll bubble and burst, and even more rarely you see a few winged demons floating on the surface, paddling madly for the shore. And then another larger demon come up and almost like a whale eating krill.
How far down is that?
About 500, 600 feet below the the edge here.
That is surprisingly close. Okay, cool.
I know. I always find D&D they don't use their
distance is so hard to do well in D&D because it's like, I mean,
this is
anything that's within a bow shot is like, I guess it's close.
I mean,
bows can shoot a long way.
To be honest,
That's true.
it's probably more like half a kilometer. 500 meters. Be more like 500 meters would make more sense to me. But anyway,
right? Yeah.
In the book, it's 500 feet. You see a massive shape swimming in this river and just gobbling up all these random, weird, writhing demons, and just dive back below the surface, and you can't see it anymore.
Actually, now that you think
also
about
see
it, where are we going and why?
flying
Maybe we should
devils
just
and
get off
demons.
this rock.
There is a shore on either side, but the river is extremely wide. It's got little pockets of islands here and there.
All right, I have to ask a sensitive question. How much is everyone weigh?
Harkina gives you a dirty look.
I can only carry 480 pounds. I just did the calculations. Never mind.
All right, you guys are overlooking the edge of this, trying to find your way across, and you see this force in front of you.
Yeah, so.
Anybody want to do anything?
Whatever we want to do. I've said my piece.
You said you can create a wall of stone that'll bridge.
Mm-hmm.
How long? What's the length of this wall?
100 feet would be quite reasonable. If I had to push it, I could go as far as 200, but I can't really vouch for the stability of it at that point.
Okay, let's do it stealthy. We can loop down south.
All right, so you guys, I'm just gonna drop an icon so we can see your party. What icon do you guys want?
I don't know. Just pick one. Doesn't matter.
Big massive dire wolf goes rampaging through the cities. All right, so
All right.
you guys start making your way south. Of course, it's almost invisible on my map when I do that.
There you go.
Okay, I mean, it's an icon that represents. It doesn't have to be scale.
All right, so you guys make your way down south as stealthy as you can. Unfortunately, it is... no, I'm going to let the last stealth roll keep because you didn't do anything to break it. So you kind of...
probably hasn't been an hour, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of wind your way down. At one point, you are right on the edge. You make one turn expecting there to be a street, and it just falls off. And normally that'd be fine, but at that point, the whole island shudders again with another earthquake. I'm gonna get everybody to do a dexterity saving throw.
But we're skirting the edge directly? Why?
Well, you could walk
I
down
gotta
the
ask
main
the
street if
annoying
you'd like.
question is, oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you for filling me in. That exactly answers my question. I gotta ask the annoying question of how many castings of Pass Without Trace do we have? You're gonna use this rule. You have to make a decision, Todd. We have a component pouch that effectively is infinite limited. So if you want to enforce this, you gotta make some stuff up.
In particular, it was the Goodberry that needed a disposable, consumable thing. I'm not as picky about the rest. Goodberry, I'm picky about. Otherwise, you just live off mistletoe for the rest of one sprig of mistletoe for the rest of your life.
Okay, cool. So it's more about a ration situation than
Yeah,
it's a magic casting.
Yeah.
That is good to know as a, caster.
There's a good video, I forget who it's by, about that exact thing, and Goodberry is a game breaker. If you ever want.
Well, it's a game breaker
like
if you care about survival. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people go, "Oh, good! I'm so glad we have Goodberry because I don't want to deal with that."
Yeah,
bull."
it's true. But in Avernus, starving to death is a real thing.
I mean, I think like Felice went like 3 days without ever eating because she was in a prison, and it's just like, no one brought it up. It's fine. You know how good a no metabolism is? I'm sure it'll be great. What am I looking for again? Are we
dex save?
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna fail this. 11. Hey, look at that. That's above a 10.
Todd.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for some reason, my D&D Beyond went down.
Oh dear.
Just
I'm
shut.
going to spend a luck point.
I'm
Why?
trying to get it up.
You don't like that 4?
No, I don't like the 4.
Is it on the sheet
5.
maybe? Would it be on your sheet there? Oh, your sheet's not in here.
I wasn't able to import it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get that sorted out next time. So if you just want to roll a d20 and add...
I got it. It's just taking a minute for
No
it to
problem.
load.
That's okay. I should probably look up the effect if you fall.
Yeah, roll first and see. I know you definitely
I
have a
believe the
positive,
exact
so
words are, if
it
you
may or may
fall
not
off the
matter.
edge, you die.
Well, if you fall off the edge, I'll go catch you as a bird. Like, it's fine. You'll Misty Step up.
Pretty much.
I wonder how far you can fall. Like, I think rules is written, you fall an infinite amount of distance instantly in this game.
Yeah. So it's like...
Well, you would fall at, like, the normal speed of falling in real life. But we're also in hell, so I don't know how gravity works.
Well, clearly you're on a floating island of a city.
Yeah, exactly,
So
right? Maybe we'll just
weird.
float if we jump into the
looks
river.
like maybe Belly and I are both falling.
Well, no, I can't.
Oh, Gord, I
can't
just saw that. You rolled a 4 and a 5.
Yes, I know. Terrible.
Woof. All right, so
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rangers
Fenris...
defaultly have deck save.
Yeah, you've got
right?
deck save, so that's probably like at the least I can, and you're Dexy, so that's probably like a 15.
Yeah, she has a plus 10 to her attack with a bow.
Yeah, so you're fine. Darmida, you are totally fine. Somebody roll for Ben Koom.
After that roll, I don't know if I want to, but I will.
And somebody roll for Archibald. Oh, Ben Koom is fine. He actually has advantage on this.
He'll take the 14.
Yep.
Plus whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's buckets. Oh, yeah, Archibald is fine as well. He ducks, dips, dives, and dodges. All right.
Yeah, and that's my modifier being used, not his. So he's got like a 20 plus.
All right, so yeah, Archie is totally fine. The only one who really fell, and I'll roll for some of the others. Let me just do that real fast. Sorry, folks. There we go.
Nice.
All right.
Remember saving all those people in that prison, and we rolled so many things for those like people we're saving.
So
like, okay, everybody roll 3 each.
as you take a left-hand turn, and there's a little bit of a path around this building before the edge of it, and you guys decide to risk it. You're scooting along it. All of a sudden, the pathway starts crumbling and shifting and sliding off the side. Most of you jump clear. Unfortunately, the Harkina and her son go sliding down this steep bank. They're not fully airborne, but they are a good 30-40 feet down before you can
Before anyone can react.
well, if
like,
you've got
really high deck saves?
if you've got Featherfall, you could do that.
I mean, it's not going to save them because then they still falling.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if someone who rolled like over 20 on their deck save might have a chance to grab somebody.
You know what? Who had over 20? That would have been
Archie probably.
Archie?
Did. I don't know for sure. I just assume.
Archie did.
I only had a 16.
No. Ben Koom didn't get over 20. So Archibald can grab one of them.
Okay. I mean, whoever's next to him, right? Like, it's not like it's a moral choice.
Who you rolled a nat 24.
Actually, that was the son. No, the daughter. So the daughter reaches out at the last second, grabs onto Ben Coombs' ankle, and grabs onto her brother's hand at the very last second, and just holds tight, and like the sleeve starts sliding, and Ben Coombe reaches down and then helps both of them up. Both of the children.
So two are like one's gonna fall out of those three, right? The 5, 6, and the 8.
Yep, and it was the mom. Harkina goes sliding down. She hits a few rocks. It's a rough landing. You can see her down there.
Is she near the water?
No, she hasn't fallen right off the island. She's a good 40...
How far can she fall before I can react? Because I will try to save her.
She fell 40 feet, and now she's kind of hit the side and slowed down. Is scrambling along.
That's much easier to deal with. I figured she just fell for some reason.
No, she didn't pinwheel like free fall, but she's sliding down the side of this cliff.
Did I fall as well?
Did you have over a 10?
No.
Okay, so you fell as well.
All right, cool. So yeah, I will. Oh, okay. We're all in this together. And I jump off, and in the air, I need to do some cool bogus junk, or I'm gonna start transforming. And I don't do wild shapes as Felice much, so how am I gonna make this look? Because I think I basically turn into like an air element. Like I don't actually, right? Like it's still wild shape. I have the stats of a bird, but I grow like. I sort of manifest this it's almost like astral projection, right? It's this like manifestation of wind that takes the shape of a bird that surrounds my body.
You're wearing a wind bird suit.
Yeah, and I try and swoop down under and then catch them on my wings, basically, because the wingspan is huge.
All right.
Giant eagle has strength of 16, can carry 480 pounds.
All right, so go ahead and you now get to make a dex save to try and catch him.
Okay, let me just check what the dex is of a giant eagle. Giant eagle has a dexterity of 17. Okay, so that's a +3. I'll be
if it doesn't work, I'll just telekinesis us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fenris is busy trying to get his wits about him as he tumbles and then hits a rock and
so
tumbles.
That reminds me. 14. Unless
14.
They for some reason have saving throw, which
you grab the woman, no problem.
Yeah, they don't have
Fenris, you hit a rock on your way down, not the flat, but glance off of it. You take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
The woman also took 7 points of damage and appears to be unconscious by the time that Felice grabs her.
That makes it extra important that I actually make the save because she can't.
Yeah,
you
got a 17, right? So that succeeds. So you grab her.
I got a 14.
She goes, oh, you got a 14? That still succeeds.
17 is the dexterity score.
Oh, right. So you swoop down, and seeing the two of them, you see her hit and not move. You see Fenris hit, and he's flailing, but he's still awake. So
yeah, he can take a hit.
You scoot down.
I've seen him take way more than a human should ever be able to take.
Yeah. You scoot down and
D&D characters, yes, they're demigods.
Sliding off the edge of this cliff, you scoot underneath and just grab her, and you've got Harkina in your grip.
Nice. Can I cast a spell?
Yeah, go for it, Fenris.
Seeing that he has Harkina, I'll Misty Step up.
Okay. You won't be able to get all. Well, what's the range on Misty Step? Is it 30 feet or 60 feet?
Oh, touche. How far am I from the lip, though?
You were about 40 feet down when you hit the rock, and you're probably closer to 50 feet down now. Interestingly enough, you can, by the time you're able to actually get the spell all the way off. Interestingly enough, you're almost at the bottom of this floating city. You can kind of see more.
Ooh.
You look out below you, and on either side you see blasted wastelands, and directly below is this massive red river with these islands and these weird bubbles, and On either side, you can see off in the distance mountains. You see these twisting spires way off that way. What looks almost like a natural thunderstorm further to the north, but really far off in the distance. And then the walls of the rock of this thing end probably another 50 or so feet below you.
Okay. I'm not going to Misty Step.
And I'm planning on catching you too, right?
So the eagle catches one, starts looping around to go and get you.
I'll just telekinesis. And I'll
Okay.
just start.
Pull yourself with it.
So it's almost
Yeah,
like this
basically.
invisible
Like-
hand just catches you.
Pull him a Magneto.
Yeah, and then
Just
just
lift yourself.
starts lifting you up, and you're just standing in the middle of this, basically flying your way back up to the top.
And I'll look around while I'm doing that.
Absolutely. You see, like, underground cracks and caverns, like, occasionally break the surface of the rocks on either side. It's oddly beautiful in a kind of terrible desert kind of way. You also see, as you look down, you see these massive thick chains, many of them just holding this city, and these huge infernal machines that are just coiling the chains, one slow click at a time. One of the chains, there's these, it's almost like it's swarmed with ants from your perspective, but it's actually demons climbing up, and you can see these devils on the wing flying and harassing them as they're trying to climb up this. Some of the little devils are making it up the chain. In other areas, you see these, what looks like belching smoke, and these little dots of faster moving kind of wagon carts, but no horse to pull them. You can kind of see them off in the distance, kind of moving around like little tiny little insects in a far distance. You see massive smotes of fire and lightning and other things, and clouds and dust being kicked up in certain areas of battle, almost directly below the city. In a few places, the islands are just swarming with these demons, and wherever they can, they'll climb out and onto the chains and start ascending them. And the devils on these various platforms that are built into the chain and off the rocks around, the devils are busy counterattacking. There is a war going on here, and you guys have landed right in the top of it.
Okay. I take note of that, and I will levitate up to the others and rejoin the group.
All right, you get back up there, and everybody kind of regroups, and there's hugs all around, and the woman is still unconscious.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get back to the top as soon as I see that, Fenris made it out on his own.
Yep.
I'll land and sort of like crouch and like lean to the side so she can sort of like roll down the wings or something. Or I don't know if I grabbed her in my talons or what I did, but
you would have had
she
to
gets
grab her
down
with
to
your talons, but you set her down gently.
And hopefully that didn't draw too much of attention, but it probably did.
Oh, you're pretty small.
I mean,
Let's
not if I'm
see.
a giant eagle, but
You wait a few seconds from the kind of the tucked in next to a building for cover, watching. They don't appear to have noticed anybody.
Cool.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Spare her a little heal, and let's keep going.
All right.
Yeah. So I will let the shape drop. I really like the image that like, and basically you can see like Felice like comatose within this weird like wind eagle, and then she's just like, the wind sort of dies down and she like basically falls out of it and wakes up as she's falling, like catches herself.
Nice.
And rushes over to her, and I'll burn a first level spell to just wake her up.
Yep. Go ahead and make your D8.
I shove a good berry down her throat while she's unconscious and she chokes on and dies. Sorry, did you want me to do something to make sure it goes off properly?
Either a D. Are you giving her a good berry, or are you gonna do a healing word?
I'm gonna cast a healing word. Yeah.
Okay. Make your.
I've only prepared healing word. I can't afford any other healing
No
spells,
problem.
and that's the one that we're gonna need. If I'm like, well, I got cure wounds, but I can't get to you, I'm gonna feel real
That's always the worst part.
bad.
Cure wounds.
So,
All right, a D4 plus your magic attribute, please.
just to get you back alive. I'm not actually a healer. Oh, you want me to know how much I healed? I see what you're saying. I figured it was just like, she's away. Who cares what else? But yeah.
It might matter later.
It might matter. Where is my... I guess I don't actually have it on my character sheet. I'm just going to roll a d4. /R 1d4 plus 2. 5.
Nice. Yep, she's got a bad bruise on her forehead, like a gash, but she is awake and alive and almost back
Can
up
you
to
walk?
fighting form.
Can you walk?
She nods and stands.
You were almost gone there.
She, her son picks up her longbow that she had dropped. She's a commoner, but she carries a longbow, so she picks that up and readies an arrow, kind of a little wobbly. But you guys make the rest of your way down towards what you judge to be the narrowest section between there, and line it up.
Okay. If you have something to say, I feel like you might, so I'm gonna wait. But just let me know.
Only if somebody else has something to say. You guys kind of set up between two buildings, and this seems about as close as the other shore is, as far as I can remember.
All right. I'll take a look at how sturdy the ground is and see, like, it may only be 100-foot gap, but am I going to have to, like,
reinforce it, stretch a little further.
Reinforce it on the sides and that kind of stuff, right? 'Cause,
okay.
like, obviously the ground already fell.
Please.
So yeah. That's what I'm here for.
The whole ground ominously
rocks.
shakes.
Natural 20, 26.
Damn. If you put a truss here, maybe a little suspension type section there. Yeah,
So I can, like, find a spot that lets me
find the perfect
make
spot.
It beautiful. I will burn a 5th level spell to make a stone bridge.
You just speak to the stones.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'm just like, I need to commute. Like, I need to get used to this. I mean, it's not even like, it's actually even surface stone, right? Like, this is actually, this hunk of land is
a hunk of prime material
the same, like, plane that I'm from. So it's not even a stretch to, like, try and speak to it and make it work the way I want it to.
This is absolutely, and it responds in kind, and just forming and stretching, and some of the stone actually, as it goes out, more of it pulses into it, making it thicker and stronger, and then that bulge kind of thins out more and more as you get this long, thin tendril of a finger of stone stretching.
And I'm like, my hands on the ground, and I'm like looking over at Fenris, like,
the whole ground is shaking.
We're not going to need to come back this way, are we? Because it's temporary unless I choose for it not to be.
The whole ground is shaking, pulsing. This isn't an earthquake of the whole thing rattling loose. This is the earth responding to your call.
Yeah.
Just temporary.
All right. Everyone go on by first. I will finish up.
How thick is the wall?
I think it's like 6 inches thick. And you already mean 10 feet across.
Well, what are the dimensions of your stone
Let's
bridge?
see. Wall of Stone is a spell. Non-magical wall of solid stone springs into existence. Blah, blah, blah. 6 inches thick, composed of 10 foot by 10 foot panels. So 100 feet. If you want to, you can make them 10 foot by 20 foot panels, and they're only 3 inches thick instead. So like half a foot thick, right? Like it's pretty chunky.
With the nat 20, you can get it positioned just so that you can do the thicker one if you want.
That's what I was thinking. Like I can get the strongest possible with this spell in the area we found.
Okay. So
whatever that happens to be. The wall is an object made of stone. That can be damaged and thus breached. Each panel has AC 15, 30 hit points per inch of thickness.
So pretty tough.
Curious. Reduces the panel to 0 hit points, destroys it, blah, blah, blah. If I maintain the spell for its full duration, it becomes permanent and cannot be dispelled. It is real stone.
Nice.
But otherwise, it will return to its natural form if I lose concentration, and it's a concentration of 10 minutes. So
all right.
I will intentionally try to do that.
So it's
after
6 inches thick, 10 feet wide, and 100 feet long.
Don't fall off of it, but yeah.
All right.
There's no railings here.
There are no railings. All right, I'm going to ask March. Oh, it's getting pretty late. We might need to call it here.
Yeah.
So, your bridge is complete. You are ready to go across. You're not sure how long this will last or how long until somebody notices this new span.
Yeah, that's why. So as soon as we're across, we're like, I'm willfully unconcentrating and letting it return to its natural state or whatever that looks like when the spell ends. That's sort of
Let's get
up for interpretation.
One last dexterity save from everybody.
Okay.
As they walk out across, unless you want to do
I feel like this should be relatively safe because it's not like
it's 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
It's 10 feet wide, right? Like that is
the DC is
something
probably
that could be an
not
issue,
very
but it
high.
should be a pretty low DC. Yeah.
And if anybody gets enough, then they can help others.
Sure. I'm actually, I don't know if I need to do it because I'm probably just gonna glide across.
Nice. You're just gonna.
That's why I was wondering
yourself.
if you wanted to say
You're flying
something. I wasn't sure if you could telekinesis
Yeah, I'm
people.
basically flying escort.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know the range in telekinesis. I was wondering if you were going to be like, I've already cast the spell. I'll just ferry everybody across.
It's 60 feet, so that's why I can take me, but I can't
take you, but no one else. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I got a 7.
Actually, this is with advantage because you have made a freaking bridge.
Great. It's 13.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't roll for anyone else. You want me to roll for other people?
I mean,
fine. Fine. So the one who got the 4, that's going to be one of the dwarves.
can I, anyone that seems to be slipping, can I react with telekinesis to hold them?
There's only one problem. You're suspending yourself. Can you suspend yourself and them?
In fact, I can.
Yeah. All right then. Yes. So, Velcora, the
I can,
older cleric
cool.
of Pelor, slips from the side as a blast of superheated air kind of rushes from below and kind of makes it a little more difficult to walk across. She slips.
I can imagine that.
Badly.
Definitely wind tunneling through this chasm.
Oh yeah. Everyone else is kind of huddled together. Ben Coom acting as an anchor, but unfortunately, Velcora slips off the edge. What do you do, Fenris?
Okay. I will try to grasp her with my telekinesis.
All right. Make a the equivalent of your ranged spell attack.
Okay.
Because you do have to kind of target it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or
Seems
you can
fair.
do your ability check, I suppose. Same difference.
I mean, it's just better, right? Like.
Yeah.
One of the kids speaks to Ben Coom as he's anchoring just before this happens. Is like, "Hey, mister, why do you have a tail?" He's like, nothing. That was for you, Yelfin. That was for you.
And you are right, actually. I would actually just not be able to do both of us.
So you'd have to drop yourself onto the
I'd
bridge
have to
temporarily.
drop myself. Yeah.
All right.
But I'm in the middle of the bridge.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Make your to catch
1d20.
roll and then make a dexterity saving throw for yourself.
Okay. 17
Okay.
That was to catch?
to catch her, yeah.
All right. So you're like, "Ugh!" Stop holding yourself. You start to fall. You catch her and lift her back up onto the bridge and set her down. But you are falling. Let's see if you can stay on the bridge. Dex save, please. Not with advantage because you're kind of falling onto the bridge.
15.
Ooh, 15 succeeds.
This is one of those like super funny things to put into a game because like I don't think any GM wants to just be like, cool, yeah, you fall on the sticks and you die. Right? Like, you want us to succeed here.
Roll a new
It's such a funny challenge to put in the game.
It's more of a matter of how many NPCs do you lose, and Fenris manages
Since
to
we're escorting people, it's way more interesting,
kind of
right? But,
land and catch himself a little bit away from the group, but close enough, and extends a hand and catches this dwarven woman and lifts her back up, and sets her on the bridge next to him. Thank you. I thought that was it for me. There's a spark of
just
good
give
in
her
you
a-
yet, boy.
I just shrug at that, and all right, let's be on our way. And I'll retarget myself and lift myself a couple
You
inches
just
off the ground.
friggin' fly off Magneto
Yeah, it's like,
style.
Yeah.
no problem.
All right, you guys make it
Once
across the bridge.
once everyone's on the other side, I like put my hands on this side of the bridge. I say,
A couple of flying spine devils come through, and a couple of spines hit into the column of stone as you start to stop concentration.
"Oh, they saw us."
They start to circle around a little bit, and a few of them do
We're
spot
stealthy.
you. Not anymore. You're not. You're kind of out on
Guess
the
not.
extension there.
But I will say some words to the stone, like, "Thank you for helping us across." And I'll say that in like Nomish probably.
and
I'll let the
it
stone go.
answers with a creaking sound as it starts.
Oh, actually, no.
to-
I'd say it in. What am I talking about? I'd say it in Terran. I speak Terran.
Nice.
That's the whole point, because I love speaking to stones.
Nice.
Uh,
The stone creaks, unappreciative
Yeah.
acknowledgement.
Always
begins
thank your healer.
A
or
few of
whatever.
the pieces from the very center of the chasm start to fall away, but the rest starts to flow into two separate parts on either side of this divide. And
Love
as the spine devils circle around your position, we're going to call it for the night. You guys have successfully made it to the west side, although not without some notice.
Yeah, it does kind of defeat the whole purpose.
That's
Point
okay.
of not being seen by scouts, but if they can't report back, then that works.
Well,
that
we'll
works.
worry
many-
about that next time
We will.
on... What are we called again?
SideQuests Live. Morally
SideQuests
Ambiguous.
Live and Morally Ambiguous. It's late. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, it's late, guys.
All right, thanks very much, guys, and we will see you next. Maybe next week. Probably next week. If not, watch the Instagram for those who are watching, and I'll see you guys on the Discord. And don't forget to drop us a line, drop us a sub or a follow. You can catch all of
Yo,
our
Finn.
previous stuff.
Said. Have a good night.
Have a great night there, Yofin. Thanks for sticking in. It's been a bit of a long game. I didn't mean to go quite this long, but appreciate it as we explore hell. That's always fun for these
You know
guys.
what? This is barely hell. Barely hell.
You're
We're in this like pit stop to hell.
yeah. Ooh, that reminds me. We do need a name for tonight's episode.
What if we both burn a 5th level slot?
As a DM, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it'll still come in handy this combat.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah,
That's
you get to
true.
keep
just
using yours.
ball
Mine's
them
done.
up. Ball them up.
I
Just
can't move
crinkling
these
paper.
slabs. They show up and they're just there.
Yeah, basically.
Otherwise, I'd be like,
Your
I
ball.
hit people with stone slabs. No, I can't
Nice.
do that.
Create a stone slab above them. It falls on them.
Yo, Finn.
Yeah.
Said. Devil went to Georgia to avoid the morally ambiguous group.
It's kind of true. Somewhere there's a devil who's like, oh, thank God I didn't see those assholes. All right.
I
Good
mean,
night.
we didn't kill all the people in this tavern.
Devil went down to Ethereal,
Ethereal, it's not.
or whatever it is. What's the name of the city?
I don't know. It's just not
It's
that.
at the bottom of the map.
I know. I can't be bothered.
Good
Good night.
Good night, everybody. You can suggest it on the Instagram post. I'll see everybody
Yeah.
next week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be safe. Wear a mask and play some Dungeons and Dragons and some other pretend games because, damn it, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.